Mic check 1 2. 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 Miggity miggity. Mic check 1 2. Welcome back to the Random Show episode number 431. Random Show episode number 431. Day 7 of 31. Day 7 of 31. Day 7 of 31. We've made it. We've made it 1 week. 3 more weeks to go. We've made it 1 week. 3 more weeks to go. 3 more weeks to go. 3 more weeks to go. Some of you didn't think I could make it 5 days. Some of you didn't think I could make it 4 days, 3 days, 2 days consecutively. And I've made it 7. 7. 3 more weeks to go. Can't celebrate yet. Job ain't done, right? That famous Kobe Bryant clip, right? Famous Kobe Bryant clip. Job ain't done yet. Can't celebrate. Job ain't done yet. We've still got a few more days to go. But thank you for those of you who've been joining me throughout this time. When I've been stopping and starting, just going and going, back and forth, you know, it is what it is. But this time around, because I've got less on my plate as well in terms of extracurricular activities, I'm ignoring my phone. I'm not on Instagram. I'm just fucking locking in and doing these streams, working out a bunch and just trying to keep everything going on. Just a bit of housekeeping. I have updated all the last 6 days of added timestamps. So the last 6 days of streams, including the membership ones, I've added timestamps to all of those streams. So from day 1 to 6, it's all been added. And when I finish today, I'll do the timestamps right before I go to sleep. So before I go to sleep tonight, or when I finish this in a couple of hours or whatever, I'll add the timestamps as well, so they'll be fresh to do. I'm going to try and do them as soon as I finish streaming, so I don't forget to do them. But the last 6 days have timestamps. Today we'll have a timestamp at the end. Okay, today we'll have a timestamp at the end. But big up everybody tuning in. I appreciate. Oh yeah, shit. Let me change the title actually. Big up Thingy for reminding me. Let me change the title quickly here. Big up Thingy for reminding me. But thank you for tuning in. It's a pleasure to have you. Really is a pleasure to have you once again. Today's show we're going to be mainly reacting on. Thank you for reminding me, MK. We're going to be mainly reacting to Golden Hour. I've taken some clips from Golden Hour. I've got about 15 clips of varying lengths and qualities to kind of react to, so we're going to go through those. We're going to check out some T-Fat-K stuff. There's a couple YouTube videos I want to check out with you guys, and that's about it really for the most part. And then of course, because the content's kind of drying up, because you know we've gone through all the podcasts, so next week when they start recording again, we'll have a fresh batch of stuff to record, or to react to and talk about, laugh at, point at. We're going to have Shorb Show will release tomorrow, right? Brendan, you just Shorb Show Mondays. So we'll see Shorb Show Monday. Fighting the Kid will happen again, I think, on Tuesday. Then there'll be another episode on Thursday. In between that, there'll be a Golden Hour. So there'll be plenty of stuff to get through next week. But for now, we'll do that. I may even start clipping. Going back to what I was doing before with Eric Griffin, because he's just so boring, isn't it? I might just start clipping Eric Griffin, or maybe Bert Kreischer. But Bert Kreischer's annoying because I'm pretty sure last time I tried to react to Bert Kreischer stuff, like he just blocks it. Like Bert Kreischer's got some, I don't think he likes people talking about his stuff, so he just blocks it. He doesn't, it's not even like he does the copyright thing and takes off money, which I don't mind. He just blocks it where you can't even react to it. I'm pretty sure last time I tried to react to like a Bert cast, it just blocked the video completely, so I can't probably do that one. But I might try and see if there's anything else I can probably react to and clip up and check out. Maybe Bad Friends. That's usually kind of funny. Maybe there might be some fun stuff to check out on that one. Maybe I'll do a Joey Diaz one. No one really does Joey Diaz clippings and stuff. Maybe I'll do a Joey Diaz and maybe get some fun stuff on there, because Lisa is always crying and complaining about stand-up and how he wants to do more gigs and stuff. And Joey Diaz is always telling him, you know, the struggle is the way. You have to be patient, you know, so it's kind of funny to hear them going back and forth, so I might start doing a bit of that. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. You'll see a bit of that going forward. There'll also be some Patreon stuff as well going up next week, which I'm getting all done as well this week as well, so keep an eye out for that one. I'll make an announcement on the channel anyway, so you know what I'll go on for that. And I want to start streaming on Kick as well. Actually, I need to start doing some random streams on Kick. Maybe I'll do like reacting to fucking comedy specials or something on there, just to kind of build that up as well. But yeah, little by little, we're going to do more and more. But thank you for joining me. Day 7 so far, day 7 of 31. Appreciate you. We've got 3 ish more weeks left until we hit the 31st of the month. The plan is, or the hope is, to have 500 members by the end of the 31 days. Let's see if we can do it. If you want to join and become a member and get access to member only streams, member only videos, priority replies and all that malarkey, make sure you click the link in the description. You can get a membership that way. You can opt in for gifted membership, and if you want to gift the membership, there's a little $ on the chat box there. You can gift memberships. I think, but you can only do it if you're watching through desktop. I don't think you can gift memberships if you're watching through mobile, unfortunately. But if you don't want to do that either, make sure you just like the stream, subscribe to the channel, all that good shit, much appreciated. Join the people over there on the Discord, hang out with them. Nice little community of people there. I think last time I checked, I was approaching 200 people in my Discord, which is quite sick, to be honest. For a random nobody like myself to have 200 people in the Discord communicating and hanging out. I think it's about 200. Last time I checked, I think it's about 200 people in the Discord, so check it out. Nice little community of people there. Fun vibes, everybody hanging, all that good shit. You get me? Anyways, let's just crack on. Let's just crack on. Big up Ason. Big up Chuck Doty Jr. Yesterday was day 4. Big up Ason. I know I'd be happy with you just reacting to news, celebrity shit. Yeah. To be fair, the only reason why I do. Oh yeah, Yuri. True. Big up God's favorite. Maybe I should do that. It's a slog though, because Yuri's streams are so boring. Yuri's kick streams are so fucking boring. But there is sometimes some gold. Maybe I'll do that because no one's really. I don't think anyone's watching them, so we might be missing out on some gold. I don't think he's done anything stupid recently. Anyway, Yuri. To be fair, I think Yuri and Riley have kind of kept their head down ever since Yuri kind of quit or left, reconnected, or got booted out. I don't know how that ended, but Yuri's been kind of quiet. But I might check out Yuri. That's actually a good shout. Big up God's favorite. Big up Ason. I'd be happy to do celebrity news. The only reason why I don't do celebrity news shit is because I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. I try to my kind of philosophy when it comes to content is to talk about the stuff that I care about. And sometimes it's been a detriment to me, to be honest, because if I leaned into some stuff that I don't care about but that gets views, I'd probably be a bit further on with my kind of, content journey. But I just don't have the energy or the will to talk about shit that I'm generally not interested in, And I don't really think I can offer anything interesting as well. I don't think I can offer an interesting hot take. I don't think I could come from it from a different angle. I don't think I could be funny. Like, it's just, I don't really care, unfortunately. So if it's something that I care about, celebrity news wise, of course I'll react to it. But if it's just general shit on the timeline, most of it I don't give a fuck about, to be honest. And not in like I'm better than them. I just don't really care. I don't really have an opinion on it at all. Zero. Big up who else? Don Dotter. Big up to El Trey for winning the gold cup just now. El Trey. What's the gold cup? I don't know what that is, brother. What's the gold cup? Is that golf? Is that rugby? What is that? I have no idea. Big up Don Dotter. Whoever El Trey is, big up El Trey too. Apex Putter, big up. Big up MK. Oh, it's 200 and counting, yeah, in Discord. Nice. Yes. We are Game Bread. So the drinks, hopefully. So this was gonna happen. When I finish the marathon stream, we'll do it at the end. We'll do a little London meetup thing. We'll do a little London celebration meetup thing for the marathon. That's what I'm gonna do. So as soon as I finish this fucking marathon, we'll do it. Because I've literally haven't been outside anyway, so it'll be a nice time, nice opportunity to grab some cedars, and get fucking Larry. You get me? Big up Game Bread. Big up God's favorite, CONCACAF Mexico Gold Cup. Okay, cool. Big up Big Booth. Big up Young God Vibe. AZ going to bring the powder to the meetup. No. Don't know what you're talking about, Young God Vibes. Don't know what you're talking about, sis. Don't know what you're talking about, sis. Don't know what you're talking about, sis. Don't know what you're talking about. Shh. Yeah, maybe some broccoli. Exactly, Game Bread. Maybe some broccoli. Okay, cool. Let's move on. You guys are too entertaining. Let's get to the show. You guys can keep me entertained another time. Let's get to the show. So, first things first. This sort of stuff makes my dick hard. I know some of you guys are Elon haters, But this Tesla self-driving cyber taxi thing going on now that they're deploying, they're rolling out slowly in increments at the moment. They've got safety drivers in them and they're only using the latest Model Ys. They're not using the dedicated cyber cabs just yet with the two-seaters, but they're basically demonstrating that this shit works, right? And it works better than Waymo because it doesn't need to lose LiDAR. It can kind of work with ready-made Teslas that are already on the road right now. You don't need special equipment or anything on upgrading the cars. You can deploy them pretty quickly once they've kind of passed the safety standards and whatever else it may be. And I just think the future is really bright for it, because me personally, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm a really good passenger, I think, when it comes to cabs and taxis. I don't ever try and make them play my music. I don't ever get too nosy. I'm not on the phone speaking super loud. I try not to jump in cabs super drunk or high. Like, I'm very, I'm very respectful that I'm in someone else's whip, someone else's car. But they're doing me a favor by taking me A to B. Yes, I'm paying them, but I still treat it like I'm going to someone's house. So with me, you'll be up Coil in the chat. Wagwan Coiler, Wagwan Big G. With me personally, I would prefer it if the cab journey was just like, like a chauffeur thing. It picks you up, you go. But usually if you're going in Ubers and shit, the guy wants to chat, you're swinging left and right, you feel weird even to ask if you want to play your music. So with the cyber cab, for me, the reason why I really love it is ability to like not talk to anybody. Because I didn't really like it when Uber did that feature. I don't know if they still have it, but Uber did that thing where in the settings of your Uber app, you could select it to have like not talking. And I think maybe Lyft also had it, where you can select, oh, you don't want the driver to talk. I think that's quite mean. You know what I mean? The whole reason why you're a cab driver is that kind of unofficial tour guide sort of thing. So I feel a little bit rude to be like, oh, I'm going to click, don't speak to me. But with the cyber cab, you're not talking to anybody because it's an autonomous vehicle. It's self-driving. It's driving itself, right? You don't need to talk to anybody. So that's making it amazing. Then once you're in it too, because you're by yourself, you can just plug in your phone. You can start playing your games. You can start fucking playing your music, whatever you want to do. And the journey also will be a lot smoother, right? Because you're fucking driving around an electric vehicle, and those ones are quite low to the ground. They're quite heavy. They take their turns very slowly and shit. You're gonna get there quite quickly as well if it reaches top speeds and shit. I don't know. I just love the idea of like self-driving cars, cabs especially, driving around the streets. It kind of gives me hope that we're approaching a time where the future will kind of look like the future, as Elon Musk sometimes famously says. But it's just like the natural evolution, I think, going forward. So I'm really for it. Me personally, I love it. I'm not too sure if they're going to ever introduce it into the UK, because the UK and Europe have so many rules. We have so many fucking rules, so many red tape, so much red tape. So I doubt they're going to be able to roll it out as easy as they did in the States. But I'm hoping they do, because if they do, I'll be taking these cabs all the time, bro. They'll be proper cheap. Won't be able to talk to anybody. They'll get there quicker. You can play your own tunes and stuff. I'm gonna fucking love it. So let me play this clip quickly so I'll show you what I mean. Hey yo, MK, don't do me like that. Nah. Don't do me like that. Taz is not celebrity news. Taz is mostly like, I would deem it to be like cultural commentary. That's a little bit above celebrity news, okay? It's a little bit more sophisticated, all right? Cultural commentary. When I'm talking about Bonnie Blue, that isn't celebrity news, that's cultural commentary. So let me give you an introduction. This is a person I follow on Twitter. He's like a Tesla Elon fanboy guy, and he's got his own channel called Sawyer Merritt. And this is his video of his my first Tesla Robotaxi ride at night. So he took a Robotaxi at night, and he's kind of showing us the experience. So now, because they're rolling them out slowly, now if you take a Robotaxi in Texas, it's in a particular area only, and they have to have a safety driver sitting on the passenger seat. He doesn't talk to you or anything, but he just sits there just in case. And I think people have said that there's some sort of button on his door handle that you can press. That I'm assuming is some sort of emergency stop in case something goes wrong. But they're just rolling it out this way with the safety driver in there just in case something goes wrong. but over time they're going to slowly but surely kind of remove the safety drivers, and then obviously expand the network, expand the area they cover, and then little by little probably go in other states as well. So it's looking pretty good at the moment anyway. The only thing I've heard that has been an error has been some people who have had robotaxis swerving into other lanes or going really, really fast. But I haven't really heard anything else crazy happening with robotaxis so far with this kind of, first iteration. Big up Eddie D. Why wouldn't the safety driver be in the driver's seat? I'm assuming just optics. Like if you want to show off self-driving, having somebody in the driver's seat is going to kind of go against what you're trying to do. So I'm assuming just the optics of the kind of marketing, the branding of it, have the guy in the passenger seat, and most likely anyway, they said he's got a kill switch anyway. There's a kill switch on his side, so if you just press it, you're fine, and you can immediately kind of stop the car. So it doesn't really matter if he's sitting in the driver's seat or not. He's got a kill switch that could probably stop the car or kind of bring it to a safe stop if something was going wrong. So I think it's just optics wise. So when people are taking videos like this, you can just see no driver and it looks really cool. Big up Younger Vibe. If there's no sketchy driver, how will we buy multivitamins on a trip? That's the problem though, isn't it? Like, your question is a problem because if they start rolling this out with no safety drivers and it actually starts to get implemented in a big way and it kind of maybe rivals Uber, as soon as the general public gets a hold of this, the amount of people that are going to be filming pornos in here, that are going to be drinking in here, filming mukbangs while driving. Like, people are going to be taking the piss with these robots. They're going to be taking the piss. It's going to be so fucking ridiculous, That's the only thing. Humans are going to probably ruin this, and then it probably will get pulled back, and then limited, or they'll make some changes. Like, that's what's going to happen. Someone's just going to take the piss and do something stupid. I don't know. Some kid's going to hire a cyber cab and fucking go on a drive-by shooting or something. Like, you just know something crazy is going to happen once this gets rolled out, outside of this little kind of fenced walled garden thing. Big up Kodachrome graphics. Oh man. Big up Crambo. We got some Tesla naysayers in the stream chat. Big up the naysayers. I get it, man. I get it. I'm just at my core, I'm just a geek, man. At my core, I'm just a nerd. Like I said to you guys before, prior, I had aspirations and dreams of becoming an engineer while I was in school. I studied graphic design, product design. I went to school for it. I went to uni for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just into this sort of stuff. I've worked for startups and shit. Like, I didn't find Elon through politics. I found him through, like, reading autobiographies and books and stuff about people setting up companies and shit. Obviously, over time, you find out, he's not who he actually says he is, but still, the idea that there's something like this exists and it's kind of being, rolled out slowly but surely is great. Whether or not it becomes a success in the future, who knows? But just the fact that this exists and it's kind of being put into practice is amazing, because this should be the inevitable aim for most car manufacturers, to get to a point where you got a full self-driving system that can get you to point A to point B. The whole cybercab is a little bit of a extra thing that they're doing as a money-making opportunity. But I think most legacy car companies should be getting to a point where they all have a self-driving function, not just fucking lane control or whatever, or cruise control, but actual fucking self-driving, so you can get yourself from A to B safely. Because the amount of people that die every fucking day, that die yearly from car accidents that can be avoided, is fucking crazy. Obviously, it's not going to completely eliminate them, but it will probably help to kind of bring the number down. And I think that's fucking brilliant as well going forward. So I would love to see more car manufacturers taking the whole self-driving thing seriously and trying to implement it across the board and pushing each other. But maybe it costs a lot to develop, whatever it may be. But I'm just happy to see this sort of stuff being put into practice. So yes, I know he has these issues, but just in terms of a purely technological engineering feat, this is fucking amazing to see. Especially because it's all cameras, no LiDAR or anything. This is all fucking cameras. It's fucking amazing. Cameras, AI and shit, like, I don't know. For me, it blows my mind.
It's waiting to go.
Jack Donaghy Jr. Oh yes, Hitler also had his issues. Hitler was a complicated guy, right? Complex guy. Yeah, big up Chrome. Waymo is far more advanced. It's like Boston Dynamics v Tesla, but not even a competition. Plus, Elon funds AFD Nazis in Germany. He's not who you think he is. Yeah. I know.
So for everyone
You're right, my friend. You're right. But hey, let's just enjoy this video for what it is, and then we're gonna move on. Don't worry.
You know, this is my first nighttime ride in a Tesla Model Y Robotaxi. Doing a roughly 13-14 minute drive from South Congress to Popeyes. And so far so good.
I bet it must be a freaky thing to experience in real life, innit? To sit there and have like the car just drive itself. It must be so fucking weird, man. Must be such a weird feeling. It must feel even scarier when you're on a highway. When you're on a highway, it must feel so scary to see the car, like, you know, going really, really fast.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Engine Ranger.
Callan gets in and immediately takes his piece out.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Big up Engine Ranger. What an entrance. What an entrance. Off the top rope. Big up Engine
Forward looking, so you can catch the whole drive.
Yeah, big up King Bayou. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely check that out. I definitely want to come to the States and check that out for sure. I've heard the Waymo. I've heard from people who've tested both services. They've said the Waymo experience is a bit more janky. Like the Tesla Cybercab is a lot more smoother, as a, you know, from A to B, around corners and shit, and just generally driving. But the Waymo cars are a little bit more janky, and sometimes they kind of freak out and stop randomly in the middle of the streets. But you know, they work pretty well too, because Waymo been doing that for a while, isn't it? So yeah. But it just costs a lot to kind of, you know, deploy those cars. I think on average, I think they said something like it costs like over 200,000 to deploy those cars out. So they're quite pricey. So I guess Tesla's got a bit of a jump on them with that regard in terms of price. A bit keepy. Have you seen the Weekend movie yet? No, not yet. You know, not yet. That's the one that that's the one where he's with that girl. What's her name? The cute Mexican girl. I forgot her name. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie yet. No, I haven't seen it. I saw clips of him acting. It looks pretty terrible, but you know, I'm a big Weekend guy, so I want to check it out anyway. It's probably really terrible that it's funny, so I probably will watch it eventually. But no, I haven't watched it yet.
this is my 7th ride of the day. $4.20 flat rate for every ride, no matter where you go within the.
Big up Connor Chrome. What's that? It's weird and dangerous to do self-driving. I own a Tesla. It slams the brake on for no reason, and people think you're brake checking them. It also shuts off when it fucks up. Okay, cool. That sounds a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds a bit scary.
Geofence area.
Watch a couple more minutes and we move on. Don't worry. Watch a couple more minutes and we move on. Tick tock, tick.
Another new Model Y right there. Not Robotaxi.
Okay. Some McDonald's, lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Can I just quickly go detour to a Mackie D's, please, and give us a burger? Thank you. Nice.
So far, nighttime rides feel the same as the daytime rides do. In terms of quickness and braking and acceleration.
Okay. Cool.
Doesn't seem.
Well, it looks quite fun. I want to check out myself. So big up them. Big up them. Robotaxis. I can't wait to see it deployed. I can't wait until they get to a point where they don't need the safety driver. I'm really excited to see what the actual cybercab's going to look like when they do eventually make those into production. Are they going to look exactly how they looked when they debuted them during that fucking show thing that Elon did? Will they be a bit different because they're two-seater and they're really big and they've got big boot space and shit, and they're lower to the ground, and they've got those really cool fucking plates, those gold disc over the tires and shit. Like, I'm really curious to see if they deploy those soon, but I guess they're trialing them first now with the newer Model Ys, and then over time it'll probably do other things. You may even see a Robotaxi thing with the cyber trucks as well, which would be fucking hilarious. So let's see how it plays out. Next on the list is this. You know what's pretty interesting about this clip, right? This is this kid called Dota. He's from Brazil and he hangs out with Kai Cenat and all those guys, right? He's another live streamer coming up who's kind of doing some bits. And this is pretty interesting because it's kind of showing you like how quickly things evolve. So these type of ladies, like as the title says, Toto was speaking to some girls in Miami and one of them literally gasped when she saw how fast his Twitch chat was moving. So this Dota guy is running around the streets of Miami, you know, doing his IRL streams. He bumps into a couple of baddies. You know, he's trying to rizz them up and shit. And now we're in the place now in society in modern times where these type of girls who probably would be out looking for guys driving Lamborghinis, driving Ferraris, a guy that's got a really big a big sparkly diamond watch or something. Now these girls are aware of how much streamers make, like especially these kind of like, you know, young kids and shit. And they're aware of like what it means to be like a live streamer, what it means to have subscribers, what it means to have live viewers, what it means to have a chat, all this sort of stuff, right? And they know the kind of value of these type of things. So it's a pretty interesting interaction because you see the girls like interest completely perk up once they see this kid's phone and they see how fast his chat's moving. They instantly know, oh shit, this kid's a big streamer. He probably makes a lot of money. Let's try and fucking, you know, let's try and trick him. You know what I mean? Let's try and get him to fucking spend some money on us. It's quite funny. So I wonder if this is going to become a thing now going forward. Now these fucking little skinny streamer kids are going to become the prize, let's say, in places like Miami and other places now. Instead of these girls going after athletes, going after drug dealers, going after rappers, they're going to be trying to befriend streamers and shit. It's going to be a fucking funny scene as it's developed over the years.
Desembola aí, desembola.
I don't speak English, I stream.
Yeah, you
I
do.
think you beautiful girls. You live in America?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm from Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Espanol.
I,
No, ni hablo no English.
I speak. Do you know habla English?
No English. Espanol.
Me too. I speak Portuguese.
Are you on stream?
Yes.
I speak.
What are they saying?
Look at her mouth gasp as she sees the chat. She sees the chat moving super fast and she gasps. She's like, oh my god, this guy's got money. She tells her friend.
Luan.
Look at this, Aries.
Hi.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Yeah, can you get
What a
back
view.
there?
Look at that. Look at how the world is changing so quickly. Now these girls in little skimpy dresses are running after streamers. No longer going after basketball players, football players, rappers and shit. They are now running after streamers who spend most of their time looking down at the chat. Who spend most of their time talking into cameras. Fucking funny how quickly things change.
What's up, bro?
Calma aí, calma aí.
Oh, this is amazing aura points, isn't it? As he's talking to these girls, some random person says, can I get a picture? This is fucking incredible. That is great timing. That's when you know the Lord's on your side. That's when you know the Lord is on your side. The Lord is gonna provide for you some whores, some hulls to fucking plow through for the evening. When the time you're in between you talking to them, somebody says, "Hey, Tota, I'm a big fan," and you start and you look like a fucking big boss celebrity guy. But yeah, I would probably warn some of these streamers about these girls though, because these girls are pros. So as fun as it will be for some of these kids who probably were like the dorks, who probably got bullied in school, and now all of a sudden they're super cool, they're super rich, and super famous and popular. Word of caution. Maybe don't go for the baddies. Maybe don't go for these girls that are like, you know, that probably wouldn't look your way if you weren't a popular streamer. You know, maybe bat within your league. I'm actually a big believer in that. Actually, I don't know if you guys are. I'm a very big believer in men batting within their range. I think sometimes batting outside of your range and trying to keep up with that can sometimes bring you unnecessary trouble. Bat within your range. You know what I mean? If you're a 5, go after other 5s and 6s. Don't be trying to go after 9s and 10s. You ain't got the minerals for it. You probably don't have the meat for it either. You know, you don't have the meat for it and you don't have the minerals for it. Like, stay within your lane, stay within your range. Go for other girls that probably would have still been into you even if you were a dork back then. Don't go for the fucking baddies, because they're gonna run your pockets, they're gonna break your heart and all sorts of things. So leave them alone. Leave them alone. But hey, what do I know? Moving on. Sad story, man, regarding the Texas flood. So shout out to everybody that might be living in Texas at the moment, going through this, who's suffering at the moment. My thoughts and prayers are with you. At the last point of call, courtesy of this video from Channel 4, 68 people have been killed. At the last point of call, 68 people have been killed from these Texas flash floods. Absolutely crazy how quickly things can change. Mother Nature's a fucking bitch. So thoughts and prayers go out to anybody in Texas who may have lost their lives or is currently missing, because there's tons of people missing. The most heartbreaking story obviously is the one with the girls. I think it's a kids church thing, camp thing, but I think maybe it's all girls, I'm pretty sure, and a bunch of those girls are still missing. Like, heartbreaking. And they're like, I think most of them are like under 13 years old. It's fucking heartbreaking. So thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in Texas who's, you know, going through this, and hopefully some people are going to be found. Let's play the clip courtesy of Channel 4.
The search for people swept away by the sudden and ferocious flash floods in Texas has reached its 3rd day. The young girls staying in the summer camp would have been sleeping in cabins situated in a low-lying area just 200 meters from the Guadalupe River before more than a foot of rain fell in a couple of hours. The river burst its banks in the...
A foot of rain in a couple of hours. Do you know how insane that is?
early hours of Friday morning. The death toll continues to rise, with at least 68 now confirmed to have died. 21 of those were...
Big up my nuts, appreciate the support, brother. Big up my nuts, appreciate the support,
children. And as the frantic search and rescue continues, Many people are beginning to question why the authorities were so unprepared.
Yeah, but you can't be too harsh on the authorities. If what Younger Vibes are saying is true, then come on, man. The water rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. Come on, bro. What could the authorities do to get a handle on that? Come on. That's too crazy, bro. 26 feet in 45 minutes. Come on.
Ria Chatterjee reports.
What the helicopter captures from afar, thousands
Jesus
faced up
Christ.
close.
Jesus
The force
Christ.
of the water ripped metal from bridges,
Wow.
so you can imagine its impact on people. Many were winched to safety, no doubt in shock, wondering if this was really happening to them. The flash flooding happened early morning on Friday, and whilst the lower water levels make searching physically safer, it's mentally grueling.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
At Camp Mystic, they're searching for the bodies of young girls.
Jesus Christ.
They would have been sleeping when the water started filling the cabin. Barely time to run or swim.
Oh my
The
God.
waterline nearly reaches the ceiling.
Oh my God.
I got to see firsthand.
Oh yeah, true. The water, it does, isn't it? Look at that. That's the waterline. So when it did flood, that was where the water went up to. Holy shit. Holy shit. Fucking hell.
The waterline nearly reaches the ceiling.
I got to see firsthand many of the...
Pick up King Bayou. The true problem, AZ, is the government cut funding to the NOAA, which reports on the weather, and would have told the locals to get out the flash flooding sooner. Oh, that's heartbreaking, man. That's fucking heartbreaking. Rob Kelly, Kerr County Judge.
body bags. And it breaks my heart. And we didn't know. We know we get rains. We know the river rises. But nobody saw this coming.
10 minutes drive away at a boys' camp, the same level of destruction and mayhem. The camp's Facebook page says all the children are accounted for.
All of the campers in those cabins had to go up on the rafters, and they had to wait there until they could swim out. And my brother here, he had to swim out of his cabin.
The flood started getting bigger,
Wow.
and it was going up to, we have bunk beds in our cabins, and it was going up to the top bunk, and
Damn, man, super well-spoken kids, man. Really mature for their age, isn't it? Fucking hell.
we had one choice, and we had to swim out of our cabins.
Oh no, Granny.
Officials say a month's worth of rain fell in a matter of hours.
Oh my God.
The Guadalupe River did the only thing it could do, but surely the authorities had more options, residents are prompting.
No warnings at all. They came hours later, which was the most devastating part. You know, we got the warnings on our phones hours later. The destruction had already been done before the warnings came out.
The National Weather Service is responsible for issuing warnings, and the initial alert...
Yeah, big up, yeah, exactly. This is our federal fund, government, AZ, they cut funding on the weather services and shit like this. Exactly. We got ASON, Texas, they got Republicans that don't care about science or climate change, and maybe they could shoot at the flooding. Yeah, that's the thing someone said the other day, innit, about like Chicago, about how they've never had a Republican government, right? It's been run by Democrats since the 1930s or something. This is an example of what happens on the other side. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you have a place like Chicago that's run by Democrats where, you know, gun crime is rampant. People are dropping every fucking single day. They don't seem to be able to get a handle on it. Maybe if Republicans were in charge, they might be able to be a little bit more harsher with the sentencing and stuff. And that may kind of, you know, drop some of the numbers and shit in terms of deaths. But then on the flip side, when you do have a Republican state or led state, this is what you have. You have a state where, you know, for the most part, I'd imagine Republicans aren't really the biggest fans of climate change. They're not really the biggest believers in that sort of stuff. So they're not going to invest a lot into that area to help predict or to whatever else when, you know, flash floods or different, you know, harsh weather's happening and shit. So I guess that's one of the pros and cons of going for it with either party and whatever state you're in. You're going to have some cons, going to have some pros, but I guess but when you do have some cons, it can be fucking fatal.
To be weather aware went out on Thursday afternoon. The service is stretched thin, though, with long-standing staffing concerns. In May, 5 former directors of the service published an open letter warning of potential consequences to Trump's funding cuts to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which works to understand and predict changes in climate and weather.
They told them.
Our worst nightmare, it said, is that weather forecast offices will be so understaffed that there'll be needless loss of life.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how much that was a factor in what happened in Texas this weekend. Pick your favorite football team, and now imagine that team has, instead of 11 players, has 8 players. They're going to lose. No matter how good they are, they can't do the job of the full team. And that's what's happening at NOAA. Is these are outstanding scientists, wonderful technicians, terrific policy folks. But if we don't have enough of them doing the job, then something falls off the table.
Exactly.
Donald Trump has announced a major disaster declaration for Kerr County, which will provide funds for emergency services as well as for individuals and public infrastructure. This time lapse shows just how quickly the river rose on Friday, swallowing the road and trees, just about anything in its path.
Holy shit.
Earlier, I spoke to climate activist Dr. Sweta Chakraborty, who was in New York. She was a climate spokesperson for Kamala Harris's US presidential campaign. Now, we know that some weather warnings were issued, so I began by asking her where things had gone wrong.
What happened in Texas is unique. It was lack of key personnel in local National Weather Service positions. It was the local community voting not to invest in community preparedness and upstream river gauges. Those were the types of things that would have allowed for more alert to the community to really prepare itself against this type of heavy flooding, which this area in Texas is really known for. But the local community...
Like, what was the thinking behind this? If you live in an area where flooding is rampant or often, why wouldn't you want to invest in it? Like, I don't get that. I know it's you know, maybe the level of flooding was rare and hasn't happened in many years and blah, 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 blah. But if there's always some level of flooding, maybe not as harsh and bad as it is now, why wouldn't you always want to invest in it? Because the one time you don't invest in it, you know it's going to bite you in the ass. Like, oh, what a horrible mistake, man.
Really voted against it. Rather, resources were being directed towards border patrol, right? So
come on. I get it though. I get it, right? Because most likely the issue on the border, if you live in Texas, is probably quite rampant too. I'm sure there's a lot of crime happening, deaths and shit. I remember I read there's so many people, there's so many cartels now sprouting up little factions, right? Of like, you know, whatever, however you call them, their little groups and shit. Along that fucking, you know, along that border, or along the bordering towns of Mexico and stuff. So crime around there is rampant. I remember reading one particular story of like some kid who got involved with a cartel. He ends up running off on a plug. Anyway, standard dumb kid, right? He ends up getting involved in the cartel, being a runner. Then he ends up running off the plug. Like he ends up, you know, buying some stuff but running off on it and thinking he could hide. And of course, you know, the cartel came down and execute his entire family and bury all the bodies in the front lawn or something. And I heard that's been happening quite often in certain places, you know, in and around the border. So I get that's probably a big concern if you live there, but try and do both in it. Like try and invest, you know, into fucking flood preparedness and weather and stuff to predict these type of things, and obviously invest in border security too. But picking either or is fucking insane when you live in a place like that.
Was not prioritizing real risk to community and being influenced by a lot of political rhetoric around where limited resources should be going. Those resources are being directed to the border and immigration as opposed to real risk to American citizens in this region of the United States, which is heavy flooding events, for example.
And the national context, the National Weather Service is, as a consequence, in your view, of the DOGE cuts and the political climate, your view is that the National Weather Service is currently understaffed?
The National Weather Service is already understaffed and it's already struggling with limited resources. So now when the federal government is going to slash even more of the budget that is so critical, especially...
Is this a legacy of Elon as well? So is this Elon's legacy too? Elon's legacy. Oh, that fucking guy, man. No wonder people hate him so much. Part of Elon's legacy is cutting the funding to what that NOAA thing. And then of course, you know, the local people, they're also voting against investing into it. So it was already probably poorly funded and poorly staffed. Then fucking Trump gets into power, puts fucking Elon in charge of Doge. He wants to fucking, you know, save loads of money. He makes cuts and stuff, and it's the, what you call it? It's the law of unintended consequences, isn't it? You think you don't need to have these people working in this fucking weather facility, right? Predicting or trying their best to predict when flash floods will happen. But then when you don't do it, it ends up costing the lives of nearly 68 people and counting, including loads of fucking children. Fucking hell. How do people like that sleep at night? Like, cause technically, like, Elon's got some blood on his hands, isn't it? Like, how do you sleep at night? Like, how?
Powerful bunch.
Pick up King Bayu.
Get your man's Oz. Buy a Telsa today, haha.
As climate change is amping up, right? So this is not when you start stripping resources from early detection of these types of natural disasters. They're going to increase in frequency and probability.
Kerr County, that part of central Texas, this is Trump.
Sorry, I just saw the super chat, so I just read it. Sorry. King Bayu, you're a piece of shit. Get your mans. Buy your Tesla today. Oh, fucking hell.
Country, and, you know, without wishing to be crass, do dead kids change the dial at all around the political discussion and Trump and MAGA climate skepticism? Does it change anything?
Probably not.
I hope so. This is the opportunity for those who are on the side of science. Anything related.
Same thing goes for gun control, innit? Whenever school shootings happen, you don't really hear Republicans talking about tighter gun controls, really, or like mental health initiatives or whatever. They don't really give a fuck. They just chalk up to the game, you know. You want the right to bear arms, you know. Some kids are gonna get killed in school. It kind of is what it is. I don't think it changes for some people who are into that sort of stuff. So I think some people are gonna be like, "Hey, Mother Nature's gonna Mother Nature," you know.
To evidence and data. This is our opportunity as scientists and communicators to point to the facts. The reality is that liberals, because they tend to happen to own more of the science and evidence currently in the United States, are not actually doing a great job at coming together and putting a message out, not nearly as fast as the Republicans and as the conservatives in the United States are. The conservatives in the United States are going to take advantage of this disaster, and they're going to point.
Big up Kodachrome. It was very intended. Doge didn't save shit. It cost Americans money. It didn't save. AZ, you still think Elon's king shit? I never said he was king shit. I'm just impressed with the self-driving cars, man. Like, I think you guys are putting words in my mouth. I didn't say he was king shit. I didn't say I pray to his altar every single day. I was just talking about the cars, man. I was just talking about the self-driving cars. That's what I'm talking about. Cybercabs, cyber taxis. But I kind of walked into this myself, you know. I kind of stepped into some shit here. Holy shit.
Going to degraded National Weather Service and NOAA agency, and they're going to say that it wasn't working, and that's why this happened. So they're going to double down and say this is why we are correct.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why do you guys have memories of what I say? Fucking hell. Why do you motherfuckers have memories? Why do you motherfuckers remember stuff? Like, why? Why? Why do you guys have brains? Why do you guys have common sense? Why do you guys call out hypocrisy? Why?
In defunding these key critical agencies. But that's not accurate at all. The reality is we need to put more investment into community preparedness, communication, upstream river gauges. These are the kinds of things that are going to save lives.
You used to advise Kamala Harris on climate. The Democrat message has clearly not resonated. The Republican message of jobs are more important than
Exactly, back American, typical man. Why are you bringing up old shit? Exactly.
than climate science has won. How are Democrats going to
That was 2 weeks ago, babe, man. That's old news, man. Why are you bringing up that old shit, man? That was 2 weeks ago.
change their argument because it's not winning?
This is fair criticism. We learned our lesson the hard way, and we have to make science great again. It's actually a campaign that's really picking up steam in Europe, but that's ultimately what this is going to require, is to bring public trust and faith back into science and back into data, because ultimately that is what's going to win over the very real risks that are plaguing America and the rest of the world right now. And ultimately, these lives lost in Texas are human lives, and they could have been not necessarily prevented completely, because weather forecasting is still an inexact science, but we're better to be on the side of science than anything else. It's the best we've got, and we've got to invest more in it to get forecasting better and to ensure less lives are lost.
Dr. Chakraborty, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Big up Dr. Chakraborty, man. Big up Dr. Chakraborty. She spoke very well. She spoke very well. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change much, you know? Much like the fucking school shootings and stuff, it doesn't really change much, unfortunately. People just bury their head in the sands, turn the other way, say they're going to do something, say things must change, and nothing does change. So, yeah, it's fucking sad. Just to end it quickly, let's also check some other quick clips here from people who
powerful bunch.
Yeah, big of a ranger.
Climate baddie.
Yeah, for
eyes
sure.
emoji.
Yeah.
Eyes emoji. Eyes emoji.
For sure. She's a good looking lady. Very smart lady though. Let's think of her intellect first. Let's not fucking gaze into her big beautiful eyes or stare at her big beautiful lips. You know, let's think of her mind. Her mind is what matters, you know? Her mind. Her brain. Anyway, let's do one more. Just do a couple more. This is from Colin Rugg. 63-year-old island resident Rosie O'Donnell blames the Texas flooding. That's Rosie O'Donnell. No way. Is that what she looks like? Wow. She aged like a fucking avocado, innit? I didn't know that was Rosie O'Donnell. Holy shit. Okay. Rosie O'Donnell blames flooding on Trump. Says we should start seeing disasters like this every day. Wow.
And what a horror story in Texas.
Fucking hell.
The flash floods in Texas, the Guadalupe River. 51 missing, 51 dead, more missing. Children at a camp.
Yeah, big up Josie. Yeah, I've seen Kathy Griffin. Yeah, I've seen the recent ones. Yeah, she's looking rough too. She's looking rough, man. I guess that's what that Trump derangement syndrome does to you, isn't it? When you think about Trump every day and night, that's what probably happens to you, man. Too much hate in your heart. Just go vote the guy out when you go to the polls, man. You don't need to be thinking about him every fucking single day. Jesus.
And you know, when the president guts all of the early warning systems and the weathering forecast abilities of the government, these are the results that we're going to start to see on a daily basis, because he's put this country in so much.
So what? You want people to die on a daily basis to make you feel right and vindicated about how your hate for Trump? Some people, man, fucking hell. So people dying every single day is a good thing because it will make you feel right. It'll make you feel fucking justified in your hatred for somebody. Come on, bro. Maybe use this moment to bring people together. Talk about, you know, maybe becoming more aware of stuff like climate change or stuff like weather reporting and shit, and how important it is. Not, oh yeah, now it's going to happen every day. Like, god damn it, girl.
Danger by his horrible decisions and this ridiculously immoral bill that he just signed into law. As Republicans cheered, people will die as a result, and they've started already. Shame on him. Shame on every GOP sycophant who's listening and following the disastrous decisions of this mentally incapacitated POTUS.
Powerful bunch.
Mentally incapacitated. Big up
I hope the mothership is okay. The world needs comedy.
Imagine how the internet would explode. Imagine how the internet would explode if Rogan started a GoFundMe. Imagine if the mothership was damaged in some way and Rogan started a GoFundMe. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine how the internet would explode? Social media would be. Imagine if Rogan put a GoFundMe together for the mothership, save the mothership. Holy shit. Big up us all disease. Okay, that's Rosie O'Donnell. Let's do another one here. This one's a bit heartbreaking. It features a young girl, I think, who survived, and her friend didn't, unfortunately. It says here, Texas girl breaks down in tears as she honors her friend who lost her life in a flash floods while staying at Camp Mystic. This is tragic, this one.
I've been scrolling through videos and pictures on my mom's phone.
Really good friends lost a daughter that was at Camp Mystic. They've just had so much loss that, I mean, it's unimaginable. And then, you know, they're still pulling people out of the river, and we don't even know to the extent of who we know that has lost their lives.
My friend Nene was just so funny. I've been scrolling through videos and pictures on my mom's phone and watching it over and over again. Her dancing when she's excited.
Yeah.
She was so nice, and I just miss her so much. I've been scrolling.
This is the kind of shit that's gonna test your faith, isn't it? If you're a fucking Christian or whatever, this is the type of shit that's gonna test your faith for real. A bunch of what? Girls. A bunch of little girls under 15 going to a fucking Christian all-girls camp. You know, singing hymns, reading the scriptures, praying together, like just having fun in it, fellowshipping together. And then boom, half of them that, like, this is the type of shit that will test your faith, man. This is the type of shit that will make you question everything, because this makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? Just some innocent girls just die like that, like drown in the worst way put. Like, oh my god, I can't imagine, bro. I can't imagine. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to them. And then the last one is this one. This one's probably the most tragic one. I just read the headline, I didn't watch the video just yet. It says 27-year-old man dies while saving his fiance, children and mum during the Texas floods. The quote is, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it. I love y'all," said Julian Ryan's last words. God almighty. R.I.P. Julian Ryan. Fucking hell. What a hero, but what a sad way to go.
That a hero. And that will never gone unnoticed.
It just started pouring in. We had to fight the door to get it closed just so that too much didn't come in. And we ran back to the room and we started calling 911.
Julian's fiance, Christina Wilson, says after 20 minutes, the water was up to their knees. Julian punching open a window to try and get her, their children, and his mother to the roof.
It severed his artery in his arm, almost cut it clean off.
Sorry, Josie. We'll move on from this. I promise. We'll move on and get to like LOLing and laughing and stuff. This is the last bit of like doom stuff. I promise.
Christina says they kept calling 911, but no one came in time to save him.
About 6 o'clock, my husband was dead. He had lost all of it, all his blood. He looked at me and the kids and my mother-in-law, and he was like, "Sorry, I'm not going to make it. I love y'all."
Christina says she found her fiance after the water receded, but his body wasn't recovered for hours. Now, loved ones remember the man they call a hero.
He was the hero out of this story.
Especially when they told him my brother is dying. They should have went to him first. I mean, that's how I see it.
He's just the kindest person I've ever met in my life, and I will forever love him no matter what.
The four stand together, saying more needs to be implemented to never let this happen again.
All four of you, do you guys think that flood sirens would have saved lives in this situation?
Most likely.
Yes. Yes.
They would have been, everybody would have been worried, what's that noise, what's that noise?
We would have left. We would have went anywhere else. We have so many places we could have gone that were safe.
In Kerrville, I'm Amanda Henderson, KHOU 11 News.
No flood siren, honestly. An area of the country that is susceptible to flash floods, and there's no flood sirens. you'd think that'd be the easiest thing to do, because maybe hiring people, I don't know, whoever it is, firefighters, whatever, paying those salaries would be more expensive. Maybe they're equal in price, but you'd imagine if you want to have like a soft touch kind of option that doesn't require humans and stuff, a warning system with a sound would be a best one, in it. But that doesn't exist. But anyway, R.I.P. that guy, man. R.I.P. What's his name again? Julian Ryan, right? R.I.P. Julian Ryan, man. Fucking hell, what a hero. Legit fucking hero. Saved his fiance, his children, and his mum, and ended up passing away. R.I.P. to Julian Ryan. R.I.P. to Julian Ryan. Moving on. Trump is not happy with Elon. Trump is not happy with Elon. I think this is in response to Elon saying he's going to launch his own fucking party. I'm not even sure if it's been registered or anything, but let's actually see what's going on. But Trump decided to post on Truth Social his opinion on Elon right now. So it looks like the relationship is fully done. Fully done now. I'm saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely quote-unquote off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not to design for them. The one thing that third parties are good for is creation of complete and total disruption and chaos. And we have enough of that with the radical... I thought he was going to say himself. I thought he was going to say we have enough of that with me. I thought he's going to say we have enough of that with me and my administration. But obviously, radical left Democrats who've lost their confidence and their minds. Republicans, on the other hand, are a smooth running machine. Why does he do that? What's a quote-unquote machine? Just write it, innit? Why is machine in quotes? That just passed the biggest bill of its kind in the history of our country. It is a great bill, but unfortunately for Elon, it eliminates the ridiculous electric vehicle EV mandate. I love how you put electric vehicle EV in brackets. Electric vehicle EV mandate, which would have forced everyone to buy an electric car in a short period of time. It doesn't force you to, anyway, whatever. I've been strongly opposed to that from the very beginning. Yeah, the same time you were parading him around fucking the White House with Teslas, telling people to buy them. This guy, man, this relationship is fucking funny. They both were in love with each other. Now they're trying to act like it wasn't that deep. It was that deep. People are now allowed to buy whatever they want. Gasoline-powered hybrids, which are doing very well. He writes how he talks, innit? People are now allowed to buy whatever they want. Gasoline-powered hybrids, which are doing very well. On new technologies as they come about. No more EV mandate. I have campaigned on this for 2 years, and quite honestly, when Elon gave me his total and unquestionable endorsement, I asked him whether or not he knew what he was. By the way, I love how certain words are capitalized. I think they're the ones he uses quite often, right? Endorsement. I asked him whether or not he knew what I was going to terminate the EV mandate. It was in every speech I made, and in every conversation I had. He said he had no problems with that. I was very surprised. Additionally, Elon asked that one of his close friends run NASA, and while I thought his friend was very good, I was surprised to learn that he was a blue-blooded Democrat who had never contributed to a Republican before. Elon probably was also. I also thought it was inappropriate that a very close friend of Elon who was in base business run NASA, when NASA is a big part of Elon's corporate life. My number one in charge is to protect the American public. I don't know. Honestly, man, this fucking love it. Just either go and fight, shoot a fair one or something, or just leave each other alone, man. I want to get out of the group chat. I want to be removed from the group chat between these two guys. I don't fucking care. Leave us alone. Leave the public at large alone, please. Fucking hell, man.
Powerful bunch.
Trump craving that unconditionally Elon love again.
Exactly. It was all good just a week ago. Honestly, man, I want him to either to. I think it was better when they were cool. I'm not gonna lie. As destructive and annoying as it was, especially with Elon and Doge, I think it was way easier to deal with and to ignore when they were cool with each other. This like beef they have now is fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, whatever. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I don't think Elon's even registered this third party yet at the moment. I don't think it's been officially registered or anything. So let's see what happens. Maybe he's just calling his bluff. Maybe he's trying to scare Trump. I don't know maybe he's trying to scare Trump. I don't know what's going on. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see. Personally, for me, I'd much rather he not get involved in politics and just leave that whole shit alone. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's very much out of his depth. He doesn't have any, emotional intelligence, empathy, understanding. Everything's about, fucking the bottom line and shit, profits and whatever else it may be. Being a billionaire, that makes sense. So you should just probably leave politics alone. Leave politics alone. But he won't listen to me because I'm a nobody. Anyway, moving on. 4Extra has started a GoFundMe asking for help for his medical expenses after his hand was blown off on the 4th of July from lighting fireworks. Yes, he started a GoFundMe. I've been checking the Reddit and it appears like the No Jumper Reddit shamed Adam22 into giving money. Adam didn't give any money for a few hours. I think that the GoFundMe was up for I think someone said 5 hours or something. Adam didn't send any money. Then eventually, I think all the posts on No Jumper Reddit calling him out for quote unquote exploiting, 4Extra, making him basically crash out at all times, which might have led to the fucking firework thing. He was basically pressured, I feel like, into eventually donating. And I think Adam22 eventually ended up donating, I think, $1,000 or something like that. Eventually. So last time I checked, I think it was 1,000. Let's actually check now. Get well 4Extra. Where is it at now? But last time I saw, I think it was at I saw Adam22 had donated $1,000. Let's see where it's at right now. There we go. Fundraiser by Emily. So I think Emily is 4Extra's sister. She's the one that set it up so far. So Emily set it up. So Emily and I am reason for my name is Emily, and I am reason 4Extra's sister. I'm starting this GoFundMe to help with the medical costs. On the 4th of July, 4Extra was injured in a firework accident. As many of you know, medical care can be incredibly expensive and add up very fast. Reason is someone who lights up every room. Oh, that's his actual name. 4Extra's name is Reason, but his sister's name is Emily. Okay, cool. Reason is someone who lights up every room with his human energy. If you've ever laughed with him, shared a moment, or simply care about his well-being, any support from donations is sharing this means the world to us. Thank you. And obviously you see a little donation there from Adam22. Adam Grand Mason. Fucking spooky name, but yeah, he donated at least something. Probably should have donated way more than 1,000 because he's probably made a bunch of money off that guy. Way more than 1,000, you'd imagine. From all the clickbaiting videos that he's kind of got him involved in, all the fucking gangbanging politics, all the mentions of ops that get him to crash out. He's probably made way more money from him than 1,000, but it's better than nothing because, Adam22 usually looks after himself, only cares about himself. So the fact that he donated something is a miracle. So big up the No Jumper Reddit for shaming him into donating it. Big up the No Jumper Reddit. But there are some people who aren't too happy. There are some people who aren't too happy about the GoFundMe. This post on the Reddit says, a N-word with 4 rings, we're supposed to donate to him. So these people are saying that, 4Extra was always out here flossing, flexing his jewels, flexing his rings and shit. And now that he's got his hand blown off and he needs to cover his medical costs, all of a sudden, those rings can't get pawned. Those, for guys got those rings, he has money, but I don't know. When I see these chains, I don't think they're worth a lot, they're just nice chains that he wears, but I don't think the chains are a sign of his wealth. They're just like gold, standard gold shit. Maybe it's not even gold, I don't know. But some people in the Reddit aren't too happy that he's got to GoFundMe. They think he's got money to afford his medical fees, which I think is unfair because I'm sure the medical fees are probably extensive, especially because he blew off one of his hands essentially. All 4 fingers on one hand are completely gone. So yeah, exactly. Big up Young Odd vibes. That's middle of the road, middle of the mall jewelry, worthless. Yeah, I don't necessarily think the jewelry is like, I don't think it's crazy pieces that people should be upset by. So yeah, some people aren't too happy about that. And then there's this clip as well that's gone somewhat viral on the Reddit. It features Munchie B doing stand-up, telling jokes about 4Extra. Let's quickly check this out.
Hey, look. What did the robber say to 4Extras during a robbery? Hand it over.
Come on, man.
Hey, yo, Inglewood family, that shit. Oh, hey, no. I got one more. Hold on. What did the young lady say when she approached 4 extras in a party? You look bomb. Oh, I don't care if y'all think it's funny. I think it's funny. Yo,
He's better than Brendan. He's better than Brendan. He's better than Brendan anyway, isn't it? He's actually a better stand-up comedian than Brendan Shaw. Big up Munchie B. Oh my god. Hand it over, you know. Jesus Christ. Another post here. Another bit of comedy on behalf of 4 Extra, or, you know, on behalf, let's say that. Let's see what this guy's doing.
Vernon Avenue, I'm back, bitch. Off the back. Damn, homies, you thought it was over? I'm still breaking shit, still parking shit. Vernon Avenue. They gave me a steel hand. I'm the Vernon Ave Terminator. Chris on the fig, bitch. Vernon Avenue. I'm still breaking shit. Niggas thought it was over. Still socking everything out. Everything out. I might take 40 phase, nigga. Fuck it. 40 phase, Vernon Avenue, nigga. Doctor gave me a steel hand. I can still knock you niggas out. I'm the Vernon Ave Terminator. Chris on the fig, bitch. I'm terrorizing. All you niggas non-affiliates get it too. Off the back, doctor said I need to rest for a few weeks to recover. Fuck all that. I'm tripping. I'm really tripping. I'm outside. I'm gonna put this new hand to the test. Vernon Ave Thanos. Chris on the fig, bitch. I'm outside. Which one of you niggas want to get fucked over first?
Hey, nah, but on the real though, 4 Extras, bro. I hope you make a speedy recovery.
Oh, he copping please at the end. Copping please at the end. Okay. He knows, and he knows 4 Extras might not be able to touch you right now because he's, you know, recovering, but he's got friends. Honestly. Look at this guy. On the real though, wishing you a speedy recovery. You can't be mocking me with jokes and then suddenly trying to be my friend. Look at this guy.
Recovery, bro. God got you. It's a minor setback for a major comeback. You feel me? I hope you was able to get a little laugh off this skit, man, and just, man, relax, bro. You gonna be straight. Don't be trying to knock the doctors out either, bro. Don't, when they give you some bad news, I don't want to eat the jello off the back and knock their ass out. Don't do that, fool. But nah, you gonna be all right, though, bro.
I don't think he's gonna be all right, man. His life has completely changed, bro. The only thing I can think of that's similar to this is like, because it happened to me, like when you get, does it ever happen to you when you get like arrested and you think to yourself, fuck, man? That's the only thing I can think of that's a similar thing. Like you get arrested and you think, fuck, why'd I do that? You know? And now you're in a city like, fuck. Like you just know you know you fucked up. That's what it feels like. It's like one moment he's fine and next moment now he's like essentially disabled. And now he's have to like, you know, function in the world with one hand. Like just from nothing, like big up Black American. I've yet to be arrested. That whole line is an oxymoron, isn't it? That whole entire line, Black American, I've yet to be arrested, is a fucking oxymoron of all oxymorons. I love it. Big up Black American. Big up Michael Roy. Day 7 got to be a record. Yeah, I think so. No, I think I did an 8-day. That was the biggest one. Longest consecutive time I think I've done was 8 days. So I'll break the record tomorrow. But yeah, we're going for it. Actually, you know what? Let's see. I think I should have 5 more gifted left for this month. So let me give those out right now. I think I should have 5 more gifted to kind of celebrate the fucking 7-day run, right? The 7-day consecutive run. Let's do a quick little gifted thing. Let's see if I can get it up on here. Yeah, there you go. Membership gifted. Yep, I've got 5 left. So there you go. To celebrate 7 days and to kind of start the next 7 days, let's fucking send 5 gifted now. Enjoy, motherfuckers. Enjoy. Okay, cool. Let's continue on. Let's get that loaded and then we can continue. Bear with me a second. 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 There you go. Boom. Whoever gets a gifted membership, make sure you thank me in the stream chat too. I like being thanked. I like pats on the back. Pat me on the back, brother. Pat me on the back. Give me thanks.
Powerful bunch.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Actually, let me just let those notifications run through. Then we can
Powerful bunch.
don't know if it's nothing crazy. Elon invented the gifted membership. Big up Benjamin Ranger. He probably did. He probably did. He probably did.
Powerful bunch.
Oh, God almighty. Big up Asad Aziz. I remember breaking my leg and just sitting there questioning every decision I made that day. Yeah, exactly. That's a good example. Anytime I've been arrested, I was on alleged substances. So
Powerful
it wasn't that
bunch.
bad. Big up Asad Aziz. Losing a foot is similar. Yeah. He wouldn't have to beg for money if he had health care in the US. Exactly. Big up Kodachrome. Exactly.
Powerful
Good point, my
bunch.
friend. He gave me one, bro. How do I sign up for gifted? You have to opt in. There's a link in the description, Ason. You can opt in for gifted membership. So click that link in the description of my video now. Just above or just below this video now. There should be a link there. You can opt in for gifted memberships and they can send you one if somebody does a gifted membership later. We'll have to work in the farm. Will he have a working farm or the whole hand is gone? Most of the time when that shit happens, they try and save as much as they can, innit? Doctors are pretty good at it. They try and save as much as they can. Whether or not he will have function of the farm is another thing. He might have the farm as just like a farm, but whether or not he will have function and be able to move it is another thing. But they do try and save as much as possible. So, but you never know. Maybe they can reconstruct the hand. Maybe because some of the ligaments are still there, they can I don't know. But from what I saw in that picture, it looked like all 4 of his fingers got completely blown off. And someone made a good point the other day, actually. They said he wasn't holding a firework, he was holding a grenade. You know, someone made that point. Like, it wasn't a firework, it was a grenade. So, yeah, it's no surprise that, you know, big up at Young Old Vibes. AZ picks the worst North Stars. Elon, Kanye, TD Jakes. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. People are ripping into Flocko too, saying Flocko didn't dare post anything about 4 Extra because he was scared of getting beaten up. And then as soon as 4 Extra blows up his hand, all of a sudden Flocko's got courage to post a pic of his fucking severed thumb on his fucking Twitter. Flocko, honestly, man, like Flocko's probably after Adam 22, Flocko's probably the second person there who's in real need of a good fucking slap. In that place, he needs to get his ass kicked for sure, just to kind of humble him and get him back to normal. Adam 22 needs that too, which is probably never gonna happen because he's white and shit. He gets treated differently, but he still takes a piss out of people. But Flocko definitely needs to get his ass kicked just to kind of bring him back down to, you know, bring him down to earth somewhat because he's too fucking crazy. No problem, Jaded. Enjoy, my friend. No problem, Jaded. Enjoy. Let's continue. Lush says Mexicans were selling dirty batches of fireworks to the blacks. To be fair, this was cut in a certain way to make Lush sound crazy, but I don't think he actually said this in full context. But let's play the clip anyway.
Mexicans were purposely doing this on purpose, and they sold in the black community the dirty badges.
Yeah, I think they did Lush dirty. They wanted to get him in trouble with the Raza. So they cut this clip in a way to make him sound like that, but I think in context he was just talking, you know, in general about things. I don't think he was saying. I don't think he was accusing Mexicans of purposely trying to, you know, blow up black people and shit. I don't think he meant that.
Racial. I don't want to put this on Viral Way because I don't know if Viral Way said it or not. Maybe someone in the comments can clarify. But someone made it seem. Someone said. They said that Mexicans were purposely doing this on purpose.
Yeah, you see, the clip made it seem like he was saying it, but in the actual full clip, Lutch is saying he saw somebody say that Viral Way might have said what, you know what I mean? So, like, someone is trying to fuck over Lush, basically. Someone is trying to fuck with Lush.
And they sold in the black community the dirty badges. Like, nah.
Yeah, big up Salaziz.
Lush looking like an ashy thumb.
Yeah. I don't get these videos, by the way. These treadmill videos where he's like, I don't understand these videos at all in the slightest. I think this is one of those things that people do. Like, you know, when you're like a proper druggie, you have like these weird routines that you do to kind of offset some of the fuck shit that you do in your mind to make you feel a little bit less like a fucking crackhead. So I guess maybe this treadmill thing is one of them. To kind of make him feel a little bit better about his lifestyle choices, he fucking walks on a treadmill for an hour a day. like, you know, to make him feel better. I don't know. I don't think that works, you know. Maybe it's better just to be sober, but hey, I guess he's trying.
Bro, that is such a ridiculous. No, for sure there'll be dirty batches of the fireworks, but guess what? Them fools be using it too. I've never seen more people get in accidents with fireworks than Mexicans. If I'm being honest, they be fucking with that shit the most. So for people to try.
Okay, cool. Big up, Lush. Next, we got this clip, which is what? Actually, we need to watch that one. Don't need to watch that. Oh, there we go. Let's watch this. Let's play this one. You seen this post courtesy of the stand-up subreddit. This is fucking hilarious because this is something that I've been speaking about for a while on this stream, and I've been very clear of my complete hatred for crowd work and how I think crowd work is lazy. I think crowd work removes the work needed in actual doing stand-up. You know, and it's not a show. Like, if I want to go see a show, I want you to fucking do a routine. I want you to fucking have your fucking greatest hits. I want you to whatever, do you know what I mean? But not crowd work. Don't involve me in your fucking performance. Don't try and make us work for you, kind of thing. Crowd work is like self-checkout tills, you know? Like, I don't work for your fucking store. Like, have somebody scan this for me and I'll pay it gladly. But why should I fucking have to enter the code, enter the barcode, into the type? Like, fuck all this shit. Like, somebody scan my shit, man. No more of these self-checkout things. Anyway, is this what stand-up is now? Courtesy of the stand-up subreddit. I took my friend to a show, his first time, and I haven't been to a club since COVID. So I was hoping it would get us both excited to start going to shows. I picked a well-known and well-respected comedian because I didn't want his first show to suck. The whole show was crowd work. Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes of real material. This is not a crowd work comedian, and I can tell why literally everyone in the club was trying to sit in the very back at us, but I found out really quickly when he immediately started into us and those near the front. I honestly didn't mind until our interaction caused 2 cameramen to literally swoop onto our table and start filming us. I guess they filmed all the interactions with the crowd. We weren't being disruptive, but I guess by virtue of not sitting in a dark part of the club, we automatically sign up to help fill up this guy's YouTube short and Instagram Reels section. I checked afterwards, it's all over his socials. I went to another show a couple weeks later and it was largely the same, different club. I guess I'm sticking to arena shows like the rest of the boomers since I want to see actual material. Yeah, because I guess they can't get away with crowd work in a fucking arena. I think some still do. I think Matt Rife still does fucking crowd work in arenas. But this whole crowd work thing for fucking social media, to go viral on social media, is really killing stand-up. It's already dead anyway, but some of these motherfuckers aren't writing their material. They're not working their material. They're just going to clubs hoping they can see some freak in the crowd and then just start riffing off of that. And I fucking hate it. I hate being involved. I hate group participations like that. Like, you know, I hate like the feeling of feeling like you're being laughed at or mocked or something in a way through crowd work as well, because there is a kind of, you know, hierarchy thing going on there. There is a little bit of an ego thing going on there. I just hate it. I hate it. I'd hate to be in a club where comedians are in crowd work. I generally do think comedians should be working a lot harder on their material. I get why they don't do it because, you know, podcasting probably pays them way more and they just want to pick up a quick bag when they go do stand-up in real life. But, you know, you owe your fans a show, man. You know, they're paying money to go and see you, paying for a fucking babysitter, whatever else it may be. You owe them a fucking show where you go on stage and you perform these rehearsed bits, some of your greatest hits that you know always kill, and you might edit some stuff here and there, but none of this crowd work shit. None of this, oh, so where you guys from? Are you guys together? Like, fuck with that shit, man, please. I beg of you. I beg of you. Let's see some of the replies here. It's not what it is now, but with some people it is getting that way. It's also permeated the US more than other places, but it's still annoying as fuck. I'm getting so many young comics asking me about how to improve their crowd work. When I started, most comedians did no crowd work at all. Hell, outside of hosting, I don't think I did crowd work for my first 2 years. Wasn't, from what I understand of stand-up, from listening to all these guys talk, wasn't crowd work just one of the tools you could use if you had like a bad set to get out of a rut, essentially, to try like to give you a bit of breathing space, to give you a bit of time to kind of gather yourself and to kind of win the crowd back? No, that's how initially I knew crowd work to be. Like if your material's sucking and you're going for a horrible set, You can kind of soft bail, do a bit of crowd work, get the crowd back on song again, get your confidence back up, and then transition back into some material. Not just do a whole set of like, so where you from? You know, like, come on, man. That's so hacky. Mr. Hackermason. There are comics in my scene who have camera setups for their crowd work because they aren't writing for the crowd, they're writing for the algo. And that's a good point, actually. That's a really good point. It's probably not the crowd work that's a problem. The crowd work, the problem is that they're thinking about the clip. So they're not even like being funny in the moment. They're almost editing in real time, right? They're thinking about the clip, how the clip's going to resonate, where they're going to cut, where they're going to switch camera. You know what I mean? They're thinking about the zoom. They're thinking about the fucking GIF that goes over the picture, all this sort of shit. Which I guess is somewhat good, but, you know, it makes for a poor experience for the fans. They are writing for the algo. They don't care if it fails. With the live crowd, if they did get that sweet 40-second interaction, they go specifically with the plan to the crowd work and no material just to find a little bit that sticks. I fucking hate it because there are comics who are actually great at crowd work and it waters down what they do. But I also, like you've alluded to it makes people much lazier with joke writing, of course. And these motherfuckers are already lazy as it is anyway. Some of these people record 2 or 3 podcasts a week. Most of the time they have to set up anything. They just go and they got a producer that records it for them, shares it on social, puts it up on podcast platforms. Most of them don't, you know, do comedy clubs anymore. They just go on the road and tour with their own, in front of their own crowds to keep most of the money and to get all the attention, which is understandable. So they have a lot of free time. So I don't buy this whole like, oh, I don't have time to write. No, you have all the time in the world. You motherfuckers don't work that hard. Like, please. These guys don't work that hard. They could spend more time writing, but they don't want to. Yeah, dude, social media has every social media. Famous comic fishing for crowd work as they go viral. It's dog shit. It's also a nightmare to open for crowd work guys because you often... I didn't think about it, actually. It's also a nightmare to open for crowd work guys because you will often fucking bury them on their own show by just doing your set. Then you watch them flounder for half of their headline set. I want the headliner to bury me like the comedy gods intended. Yeah, good point. The best way to avoid this is to see shows by comedians who are working on new material. In the past year, I've seen Sam Morril, Louis C.K. do new material shows. There's absolutely no crowd work. Good. Imagine you have to stipulate that, by the way. That's crazy, isn't it? Somebody said here, which comic was it they're talking about? And someone said it could be Akash Singh. Gave his actual non-comedy, whatever YouTube special a chance and it still had crowd work. That guy stinks. So yeah. Could have been a theme. I went to go see Jordan Jensen as everyone was kind of sticking to the bits they made up. She did some crowd work, but only to serve the bit. She was fucking amazing. Okay. Hack's gonna hack. So let's see what happens. Moving on. What's you got here? Let's see this clip. Dude, I love Joe, but these kind of takes are insulting and crazy making. Let's see what fucking let's see what Uncle Rogan's talking about right now.
You know, like we were having a conversation the other day about protests and like the type of people that go to protests. And I understand protests. I fully support your right to protest, but I'm not going. And one of the reasons why I'm not going is because I think it's too close biologically to war.
This guy is so fucking special, isn't it? Like, what? I'm not going to protest because it's too biologically similar to war. Just be honest and say you're super rich. You have no reason to fucking protest. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's fucking... you have nothing in your life that's going so bad that you need to protest in the first place anyway. There's no need for it. Like, too close to war. So what, you're going to stay home? Aren't you one of the Navy SEALs? Aren't you a fucking Jiu-Jitsu black belt? You might be a fucking some used to help and save people and shit, protect people. He said he's just gonna look after himself. Honestly, what a weird thing to say. I don't want to protest because it's too close to war. Just say you don't care. That's fine as well. You're a rich boomer guy. Like you probably shouldn't. Like, it's too close to fucking war, you know. This fucking guy.
There's something about being on the ground and everyone having like this group mentality. It's a mob mentality, and you're all chanting and screaming together, and you're marching, and people do like very irrational things that way. But the type of people that want to be engaged in that, generally speaking, aren't doing well. If you get
Powerful bunch.
Like the
Mom, Uncle Rogan is going on PTSD rant about trans people again. Yes, I made sure to put the whiskey away. He said he doesn't drink anymore.
Everyone that's going there is like not doing well. Huh?
the number of people that are involved in protests is always proportionate to the amount of people that live in a city, right? That's logical. But also proportionate to the amount of fucking idiots that are in a city. Because if you look at a city of like Austin, Austin has, I think, roughly 2 million people in the greater Austin area.
We got Chris Mack. What he's saying has merit, but it's too stupid to articulate it properly. When you're in a huge crowd of like-minded people, biologically and ethically, you lose some of your independent reasoning. Yeah, of course. That same thing happens when you go to UFC fights. Same thing happens when you go to football events or football matches and shit, or any type of sporting event. People act out. People go fucking crazy. That sometimes happens. But to say you don't want to protest because you feel like going to a protest is too similar to war is fucking insane. Like, yeah, he's a comedian. He knows what his words, you know, he knows the weight of his words.
Powerful
words way
bunch.
better than saying it's like war.
Joe comparing protest to war. Okay, Jordan PP pants.
Like, it's one of our it's one of the only tools that we have at our disposal. In America, it's probably a bit better than it is in the UK. It's one of the only tools that we have at our disposal as public, as citizens and shit, to actually fight against the quote unquote power, fight against establishment, fight against politics, etc. Have our voices heard. Like, what do you mean war? Like, what is similar to fucking peaceful protest and war? There's nothing similar to it whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, huh? That's actually insulting to people that actually have fought in wars. To be fair, to compare fucking protesting and holding up a fucking cardboard sign as similar to fucking fighting in the battlefield. Like, come on, man. On the front line, like, what? Just say you don't care. I'm much afraid. Just say that. Just say there's nothing that I care about enough that would make me want to go protest. That's perfectly fine to say because he's a almost billionaire fucking stand-up comedian podcast guy. It makes sense why he doesn't give a fuck, or why anything that's happening in the world doesn't really affect him really anyway. He can kind of isolate himself from it. But this whole, oh yeah, it's for the great, well, like what? What are you talking about right now?
One of the more recent protests was 20,000. Well, that makes perfect sense if you look at the number that I always use, which is 1 out of 100. Meet 100 people if you're a charitable person. What are the odds that one person is a fucking idiot? 100%. At least one person out of 100 is going to be a fucking...
But to be fair, this is not uncommon. I feel like a lot of comedians, like, I feel like I've heard Brendan say something similar. I don't know if it's because these guys have money, but they are very, like, whenever you see interactions of Joe, like, if you've seen a video of Joe in public, he's always very paranoid. Despite him being a jiu-jitsu black belt, you know, decent in Muay Thai and shit, he's always got Navy SEALs around him. Whenever I've seen a video of Joe, he always looks very, very nervous, very apprehensive, very anxious, you know? Brendan, the same sort of way. You know what I mean? So there's something about these guys, whether or not, I don't know, if maybe it's just because they've got money and they're afraid of someone's going to steal it. But Joe seems like he's very cautious, very nervous, very afraid of being around regular folks, you know? Outside the comedy clubs, he probably doesn't hang around regular people. He probably doesn't do his own groceries, all that malarkey. So he's been away from it for a while. But yeah, this kind of sounds like the same sort of thing you'd hear him say.
An idiot. That's 20,000 out of 2 million. There it is. Perfect number.
Exactly.
Exact number of people that are on the streets lighting Waymos on fire.
Exactly, younger vibes. A lot of comedians are cowards. They stand for nothing but money. Exactly, yeah. I get that a lot from comedians. They're very cowardly. They're like, and they, you know, obviously the thin skin, the inability to like whenever a fan kind of, you know, points the finger back at them in order to laugh, they get very butthurt. Even I remember History Arenas used to have a segment where fans would call in or leave suggestions for names and shit, and they would laugh. And I remember one particular episode I watched where like someone had a really funny meme, whatever joke, and for whatever reason on that particular day, what's his fucking face didn't like it, and he kind of lost his handle, went a bit crazy. I remember thinking, rah man, yeah, we're the same. We all have that switch, that kind of crazy guy girl switch, where we can kind of just go nuts. But these guys need to do better. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just shocked that somebody like him, who's got all that money, all that security, seems to be so worried about the general public, so worried about protest, like so fucking frightened that, I don't know, the LA protests are gonna somehow spread to Texas and people are gonna climb over his gate and take all his money. It's like, bruh, you'll be okay, man. You'll be okay. Don't worry. You'll be okay.
Which, by the way, I think is directionally correct. Lighting the Waymos on fire, I think you should probably be worried about the robots taking over.
It's interesting you brought it up. There is at least two groups, Pause AI and Stop AI, which are heavily engaged in protests, trying to shut down OpenAI, other labs. They're tiny, small numbers. But I never was sure that the impression average people get of them is positive for the cause. Then I see protesters block roads, do things. I don't usually have very positive impression of that.
No.
And I'm concerned that it's the same here. So maybe they can do a lot in terms of political influence, calling senators, whatnot, but just this type of aggressive activism may backfire.
Well, the aggressive activism, like blocking roads for climate change, is the most infuriating because it's these self-righteous people that have really fucked up, confused, chaotic lives, and all of a sudden they found a purpose, and their purpose is to lie down on the roads and hold up a sign to block climate change when there's a mother trying to give birth to her child and is freaking out because they're stuck in this fucking traffic jam because of this entitled little shithead.
Where did you get that story from? Is it true though? Did that really happen? That Joe and these stories, man, these Facebook headlines. A mother was trying to give birth. Like, all right, bro. What? She's driving herself to the hospital? Yeah. Cool.
That thinks that it's a good idea to block the road for climate change, which just makes no fucking sense. You're literally causing all these people to idle their cars and pollute even more. It's the dumbest fucking shit on earth.
And of course, AI cancels that problem. Either we're dead or it solves it for us. So it doesn't even matter if you boil in 100 years.
Or you get Florida, where it tells you to just run those people over.
No comment.
No comment. I mean, I don't think you should run those people over, but I get it. I get the...
Jesus Christ. Protesting is like war, but he's perfectly okay with people running people over who are protesting in the street and blocking roads. Fucking hell, bro. Okay.
It's like in Florida, they get out of the way as soon as the light turns green. They block the road when the light is red.
Does the stand your ground law cancel it out? How does that work?
For the people on the road? No, they're fucked.
I'm joking.
They get run over. It's true. There was a recent protest in Florida where they had that, where these people would get out in the middle of the road while the light was red, hold up their signs, and then as soon as the light turned yellow on the green side, they'd fucking get out of the road real quick because they...
I love how Joe doesn't ever want to discuss, like, maybe those tactics are not the best, right? That type of disruption, that type of fucking nuisance or whatever that is, right, that you're doing, chaos that you're causing to people's lives and shit, isn't great, right? Maybe direct your ire more towards the people that you want to kind of enact change to. But sometimes protesting, you know, you have to go to radical means to kind of get your message across. But I love how sometimes in these conversations, Joe doesn't spend any time thinking or exploring the reason why some people are deciding to lay down on a fucking highway and put their bodies literally on the line. Like, there's no discussion around that. Like, what is driving these people to do? What is driving them to have this level of conviction? What is getting them to this point? What the fuck is happening? What have they seen? You know, what have they heard? Like, questioning those type of things. It's just straight up bemoaning that police cars can't drive by. I don't know. It's an interesting way to look at the world. But again, he's a boomer, so it makes sense.
They know the law. Which is, I don't know if that's a solution, but they're doing it on the highways in Los Angeles. They did it all through the George Floyd protests. They do it for climate protests. They do it for whenever the chance they get to be significant. Like, I am being heard. You know, my voice is meaningful. And that's what it is. It's a lot of people that just don't feel heard. And what better way than just...
What's wrong with that, though? Not everybody else has like a fucking super popular podcast, or has legions of fans, or has the ability to tour around the world and sell out places, or their own comedy club. Some people don't have voices and they want to be heard. They want to feel like, you know, they are playing a part in maybe ensuring the futures of their fucking future generations to come, their children, their family in general. Like, what is a problem with like using that as a vessel to kind of have your word, you know, to speak, to kind of have your voice heard in general? What's bad about that?
just to get in the way of all these people, and somehow or another that gives them some sort of value.
But there is some set of forms of activism which has positive impact, and historically we saw it happen. So we just need to find a way to project those voices, amplify them, which is very hard with our current system of social media where everyone screams at the same time.
Yes.
And so like in Soviet Union, they said, no one's allowed to say anything, and they suppressed you. And here it's like, everyone can say something at the same time, go, and nobody hears you anyways.
It's chaotic, but it's preferable. It's preferable because I think there is progress in all these voices slowly making a difference. But then you have the problem with giant percentage of these voices are artificial. A giant.
How do you know? Oh my God, this guy. How do you know this to be true? So these voices are artificial. They're making change. Like what? Like the fucking bot farms again, right? Like honestly, this fucking guy, man. This fucking guy.
Giant percentage of these voices are bots, or are at least state actors that are being paid to say certain things and inflammatory responses to people, which is probably also the case with anti-AI activism. You know, I mean, when you did this podcast, what was the thing that they were upset at you for, like with the mostly negative comments?
So anti-AI activism isn't real people being nervous about AI impending takeover of every part of fucking employment and infrastructure and education and shit. They're just more worried. It's mostly bot farms and trolls and anti-technologists and shit. It's like, huh? The people's concerns, the people's apprehensions about stuff like AI isn't real. They're bots, they're trolls. That's who's doing it. Okay. Whatever you say. Let's move on. Let's do some golden hour clips. Let's do some golden hour clips. I've got 15. I'm probably not going to get through all of them now, but let's try and get through some. So first one. Are you guys excited to hear another story about Brendan's son playing baseball? I'm sure you're excited to hear more adventures in Tiger's journey to the MLB, right? Brendan's 9-year-old son's journey to the MLB. I'm sure some of you are excited, over the moon to hear it. Let's hear.
How was the tryouts? How were they?
Tiger made the team, dude.
Of course he made the team. How them tryouts be?
There we go. I'm into that.
Dude, Tiger made the fucking team, number 2 team in the nation.
Wow.
Most normal people that have children or whatever, you probably keep your child, whatever updates to a minimum, innit? You don't, even if your friends ask you, you try not to like speak for too long. You just try and give them the cliff notes, you know? Try and give them a brief summary, bullet points. But you don't go in exhaustive detail. You don't like, oh my God, thank you so much for asking, and just start waffling for 17 hours. Unless it's a friend that actually wants to hear it, but most of the time you just, quick little life update. But I love how he takes his opportunity to, yeah, okay, cool. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing that I usually say again and again and again. Let's hear it.
But here's the thing. Wow. I shot a show on Thursday, right? And Tiger tried out on Wednesday. It was a 3-day tryout, and they're like, we'll let some people know right away, and then others will let know the following week. So I didn't know. So Tiger tried out on Wednesday, balled out, and then Thursday.
By the way, those lips are looking extra plumpy, innit? Did they get done? Did Brendan find another place in Austin to get a little bit of a redo? His lips are looking extra juicy today, extra Botoxy. Oh shit, sorry.
Thursday, I'm shooting a show, right? An hour-long MMA breakdown show.
Oh.
An hour.
I know how this is going.
Chin.
No. Matthew Escalon. He's doing it. He's streaming it. He's calling in, I guess. Whatever he's doing. He's in Austin still, but he's not doing it.
The cord came out, and we lost all the footage, all the footage after an hour of fucking dropping hot fucking takes, dude. Oh, no. I come in here, work my ass off, dude.
I come in here and work my ass off. Work my ass off for an hour. That's what counts as working your ass off. Sitting in your chair for an hour, talking nonsensically about the UFC. And now he's doing the UFC show with what's his face, Jesse on Fire. So it's not like he's carrying the show by himself. He's doing it with somebody else to kind of alleviate and take away some of the pressure, take away some of the burden. But yeah, I'm a hustler, baby, yeah? Because I work for 1 hour a day. Chin sets the whole studio up. You just walk in and sit down. He doesn't do any of the uploads, doesn't do any of the titles, description, timestamps, nothing. Artwork, graphics, zero. But all of a sudden that matters, yeah? Okay, cool.
Chin goes, man, we're gonna have to do it again. I went,
oh no.
What?
Did Chin piss
Oh
himself?
my God.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fight.
Big up Shades Cow. I didn't get anything cut recently. It'll be happening soon, but big up Shades Cow. I appreciate you. I don't know. If I was Chin, I wouldn't be too happy about this story being repeated a million times. And I don't really like this this kind of this, I don't know if it's like soft threatening, whatever this thing is, where you just, oh yeah, I nearly fired this guy. It's like, bro, if you want to fire me, but stop mentioning how you nearly fired me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still here. Like, fuck off. I wouldn't like it if I was Chin. Not gonna lie.
Fire Chin in Texas, even though he just moved here. We'll figure it out.
Well, he would learn a
but
lesson.
Then I get a text. Congratulations, Tiger made the team. I went, Chin, it's your lucky day, buddy.
Oh wow.
Nothing can mess this up. I was gonna fire you, but you're rehired.
Oh wow. So well, that's good. So your mood. Okay, well, you got that text at a good time, but also wow, that's did Chin feel bad? Did he mope? I want to know.
He didn't give a shit. He goes, dude. Chin goes, dude, my track record. Come on, one time in 10 years.
You see Chin in the background. He didn't give a shit. Chin's like, how dare you? I did give a shit. I cried, Brendan. Brendan's trying to, I guess, attempt to tell a joke and to try and paint Chin in light of being some sort of badass. But Chin, obviously, the cuck that he is in the background, like, how dare you? I apologize profusely. Like, shut up.
I go, it's a big time though, dude.
Yeah. And when did he say my track record? Right away, or did he wait a little bit? You got to know.
Well, I simmered for about 5 minutes in anger, and then I was like, Chin, you serious right now, dude?
Oh.
He goes, come. He goes, I know, I'm sorry, man. I go, fuck, dude.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? He goes, dude, my track record.
Oh, see, that's too soon to say that. I'm pissed off now, Chin. That is too soon to say that. Chin, give it in.
To be fair, if I'm Chin, I would understand, because if that's the first time he's ever fucked up in that way, I don't think it is, because the cable management issue, the way he conducts himself, the fact that he drinks so much, I don't believe that he's never fucked up before. But if it's true, he's never fucked up on that level in terms of like losing a recording or forgetting to record something or not plugging in something too properly, that type of shit, he does deserve a little bit more grace, you know? You shouldn't be immediately trying to threaten to fire him and shit. That's a little bit fucked up. If I'm
powerful bunch.
Big up what's up, dudes.
Big bro Brendan, it was a mistake. Promise, big bro.
Exactly. That's probably what he said. 100%. 100%. I'll do anything to stay.
An hour and a half, and then be like, yo, I really am sorry. I hope my track record speaks for itself. That would have been
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. He's been around too long, and he's like, yo, chill. Right? He's like, come on, man.
But that's what I'm
He's
saying.
like, with my track record, you're going to treat me like this?
So you think it's okay for him to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I think Eric's spot on, and also Chin knows me well. I fly off the handles, and then I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. I get all angry. I'm like, I'm sorry, baby.
Here's the real thing.
I love how he has to repeat his joke to get people to hear it, and still no one laughs, just to kind of jump home the point. The repeating of the jokes is always my best the most annoying and most interesting part of him in general, you know? No ability to fucking hold the baby properly. Always dangling a leg out. Fucking hilarious.
You must have really thought you were on fire. What was the take that you were like, I'm never going to... That was the take. What was the take?
You get it.
Honestly, Eric, honestly, all 60 minutes.
That cadence that he does, that voice that he does where he's trying to be funny, that kind of voice he does is fucking hilarious. It's almost like his stand-up comedy voice that he does. He's trying to run bits by fucking, what's his fucking name, Rogan and stuff. It's hilarious.
A hot episode.
It was, for whatever reason, all 60 was fucking fire.
Press X or doubt. We'll find out on Monday, but press X or doubt on that one. But we'll find out on Monday how fire those hot takes were.
You know what?
Fucking Liver King.
You know what the worst part?
John Jones.
But do you know what the worst part is? It has nothing to do with how good that episode is. It has to do with, this is the real issue.
Here we go.
Doing it again, it's not even going to be.
Oh, yeah,
Doing it again is the thing.
No, and then while you're doing
the passion's gone.
No, but
the passion's gone.
God.
But while you're doing it again, you in your head, you're going like this. Oh, this isn't this.
Gone. It's gone.
You just know it's
I was missing points. I was missing points I made earlier. I'm not that into it. I've already done it. I was like, fuck it.
And in the middle of it, you just kept you said a take that you didn't say the same. You just look over at Chin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you go, I don't even believe this take anymore. I believed it 2 hours ago when I was filming it. But yeah,
the fans were expecting hot lava, and they got lukewarm.
But it's okay though.
lava.
They'll understand, and they probably won't know the difference.
Will they understand though? Will they understand? Or are you just taking your fans? You're taking your fans for granted.
Because sometimes I'm like, after congratulations, I'm like, that's the worst podcast I ever did. And sometimes my wife is like in the room and she's watching and she's like, dude, that is not. So maybe it was good, maybe it's bad. You never know.
Only a sociopath, innit? Only a real psycho would not only record their show in their room, but also take whatever you're wearing into the main room to kind of smell yourself so you look like a fucking Bond villain. So fucking hilarious, isn't it? Like, what the hell is going on right now? Big up that lady, though.
You never know, dude.
Yeah, you can't listen to your wife, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
Brian knows things on podcasts so well.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Well, he's in Texas. They don't.
Yeah.
Women can't even vote in Texas,
No.
I think.
No.
Guy and his fucking stupid laughs. But yeah, in this respect, please lay off the fucking Tiger baseball talk. No one gives a fuck. Please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God, don't bring that shit back again. I don't want to hear it. Please, if you don't mind, I don't want to hear any of that stuff ever fucking again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tiger, like I said, there's some parents that have this ability to kind of like, you know, say something about their kid, give you a general update, give you the cliff notes, give you an overview, and then keep it moving, or spin it back to you and say, oh, but how about you? When did the kids come in? When are you getting married? You know what I mean? They have the ability to do that. But Brendan like enjoys it when people ask him about his kid, or he doesn't even get asked. Sometimes you just talk about him unpressed without any encouragement, and just be like expecting you to be engaged. And this is like, brother, please leave people alone, man.
Yeah. What are you doing out of the kitchen? Am I right?
Okay, guys.
Yeah, and the threatening, and obviously if I'm Chin as well, legitimately, I don't buy that to be true. I don't believe that Chin has never made a mistake in 10 years. Not like a recording one or that sort of stuff, right? Or it's you've got to turn on the camera or shit. I don't believe so. I think he's done it before in the past, hence why probably Brendan got pissed and threatened to fire him. I don't think you threaten to fire somebody who's been doing nothing but great work for you for 10 plus years just because they fucked up on one thing, you know? You can at least be supporting them behind the scenes if you can, you know? So I don't buy that. But hey, what do I know? Next clip. Eric talks about his weight and Papa being an insufferable piece of shit. Yeah, so this should be a funny bit, a funny piece of the pod, but Brendan goes out of his way to make it very unfunny, very, very quickly. And obviously Chris is trying to get this bit out on the pod as well, I'm assuming. But yeah, this is an interesting clip to observe.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have put on a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. You know.
Don't say.
Okay, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
You know what?
Hey, Chris.
I feel it like as if you were here.
But
hey, Chris, looking for his approval. Hey, Chris, look at me doing a funny. Hey, Daddy Crystalia, look at me doing a funny fun.
Even I got to be honest, I haven't looked at Eric since 2015. So
Here we go. Anyway,
I have no idea.
Anyways, so I said to myself, all right, I got to do something about this. But I said, so I got on the scale, and I was like, you ever like
the scale goes, come on.
But you ever like
scale said.
Wonder what happened. Do you think Rachel said something to him about being fat? Do you think Eric Griffin saw some like fit dude chatting up Rachel? Like, I wonder what happened to make Eric even consider, trying to get a little bit healthy and lose some weight, because before he didn't at all. So I wonder what actually has happened in the last few years that would make him actually decide to, to do all that sort of shit. I wonder. But it's funny that, they're talking and complain, or, talking, I guess, taking the piss out of his weight loss or the fact that he's fat. But in actuality, Brendan will probably be the same size as Eric if he didn't take Ozempic. So it's funny that Brendan's taking the piss out of Eric for being fat, but he only got skinny because of Ozempic.
To be continued.
Yeah, Scale goes, who's this? It can't be.
All right, go ahead. Brendan, anything else from you?
You say, it's Eric, and he says, and who?
No, it says...
Of course, you see that premise of a joke, right? Pretty decent joke from a Chris, right? Now watch Brendan try and repeat it in his own way. Instead of letting the joke breathe and making your own joke about Eric being fat, watch Brendan try and do his own version of Chris's joke right in front of him 3 or 4 times. Brilliant stuff.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
That's all right. Well,
Anybody else?
We got
Kevin?
We got to do it. You know.
Nick, you got something?
Eric, what are you holding?
Okay.
Please use a freight weight thing.
Okay.
Please use a truck weight thing.
Oh no, Nick,
you fired.
Well, between that and the warm apple pie one, I don't know, man.
So, anyways,
just Photoshop stuff.
I know. I know. I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be all right. A thing. So
Okay.
I go. So I tell in my head, I go, let me add 15 pounds to the weight that I think I am. You know?
Okay, because you think just so you don't go.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it was 15 pounds over that 15 pounds.
No.
Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, okay. So yesterday, I did the thing where I didn't eat after 8, and then I didn't the night before I didn't eat after 8, and then the next day I woke up and I didn't eat till 12, and then I didn't eat after 8. So I'm just like, I haven't.
Jump on the cardio, jump on the treadmill, do some walking, bro. Like, just starving yourself is not going to be the way to lose that weight. You know what I mean? That that man's an older man. He's like 50 plus years old. That fat is he's been storing that fat for, a few decades. But probably tightening up his diet and walking a bunch will definitely help to kind of get rid of those LBs. At least he's trying to do something, though. At least he's not running straight to Ozempic like Brendan did. At least he's not running straight to Ozempic like Brendan did.
Like, I haven't eaten today. And the thing about it was, I was thinking about it, it's about discipline. And I was like, you know what?
It really is, yeah.
I'm an undisciplined motherfucker. You know what I mean? I realized about that.
Well, yeah.
You're super disciplined. That's the thing, Eric. You're super disciplined. Like, you're one of the most disciplined guys I know. You just love fucking banana pie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop with the glazing. You can't be super disciplined if you are that way anyway. It doesn't work like that, He makes it work for him, but it doesn't work that across the board. That's not how it works.
But the thing is,
with the little strawberries, which I have in the fridge.
Yeah, whatever. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. But Eric, I would assume, have you put on weight because you're on the road a lot more?
No,
it
was a lot of
food
things.
there. Matt's all bodied up. You guys have all these tasty treats.
It was a lot of things. It was because I had a trainer in Culver City and I was going good, and then I realized I don't have the discipline to do that on my own. So then when I moved, and then I'm trying to find a place and what you got, but.
You're too old, man. You got to figure this shit out. Maybe that's why he's trying to do the whole fasting thing. But come on, Eric, man, you're 50 plus years old. Like, figure it out, bro. Figure it out. Get a new trainer. Set some days you want to do your workouts during the week and just go. Shouldn't be that difficult. You shouldn't really need a trainer anyway at your fucking big age. But if you need someone to spot you or to show you the ropes and how to do certain exercises, do. But God Almighty, man, it's taking mad long.
I'm looking for an old man jiu-jitsu place, so I have a couple places I'm gonna go to, and then but I'm starting with the diet. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So like I said, I haven't eaten this morning because I'm not gonna eat till 12.
I bet you most likely he started with a diet because he's so lazy he can't exercise. And even though he likes food, if you had to choose between having to exercise or having to eat less, he's gonna choose eat less. Which kind of is proof that that's probably a reminder to everybody when you're a real fatty, where you. that's why you're real fatty from day dot, from the ground up, where you're choosing fucking other events over the live stream because you don't want to make sure you piss everybody off. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh, but it's only 11:21, so when I finish here, I'm gonna get something.
I got to tell you, I can't wait to see what Photoshop they're cooking up because their faces.
It needs to go fast.
Nick and Kevin are just.
Yeah, of course,
dude. It's about it's just. I mean, have your calorie intake be less than and go for walks.
Like exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said. Get on the treadmill, watch what you eat, and just going for long walks. You'll be fucking fine, brother.
Kid,
Yeah.
Eric, does your wife say anything when you're getting a little thick?
No, she tries to.
Fuck you know. Did he definitely got his lips done, isn't it? Did he get his lips done, or is that an allergic reaction? Little thing.
Yeah. But I'm doing it with the kid, Yeah.
Eric, does your wife say anything when you're getting a little thick?
No, she tries to be nice, But I've always been thick.
Nah, fat shaming. You gotta fat shame people, dude. It works.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder what caused this anyway. This breakthrough, this realization it needs to work out and lose some weight. I have a feeling Rachel's involved. I don't know why, but I have a feeling Rachel's involved in some respects.
Look at Lizzo. It works.
Oh, I heard she ate. Not the food. Not food. I'm saying I heard she ate with the new mixtape. Did she?
I don't know.
I didn't hear it. I heard she fucking
She
ate.
ate?
And I heard 10 seconons of it, and I go,
like Will Smith.
It could be eaten.
Was she like,
No, I go. It could be. I go. It could be eaten. Oh, there it is. Unreal.
Oh wow.
You know what? That's
it's like the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
This is not funny. None of this is funny. This is.
That looks.
They should do one of Brendan, but like in the face of that camel thing. That would be fucking funny. Well, not happening, but that would be fucking hilarious.
Funny at all.
Crazy real.
Oh, here we
No.
go. Here we go.
You know what's funny?
No, go on, Chris. Go on.
You know what's very funny?
You know what they call fat? You know what they call fat people in Texas? The kids. And I didn't know this until I was around the neighbor kid. There was like a big lady, and he goes, "Oh, look, there's a fat back."
Oh.
And I thought it was like they were talking about like brisket, or like some sort of cut of meat. He's like, "Nah, fat back."
That's not a fat Mexican.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Racist. Yeah.
No, it's a fat white lady. He just goes, yeah. He just goes, yeah. We call them fatbacks.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Come on down to Fatbacks.
I'd open that rataurant.
Yeah. All right,
get this off the screen,
thing about
Nick.
this is the hilarious Photoshop that Nick did was.
It's funny how they've all got headphones on, but they're still over talking each other, isn't it? I find that hilarious. Like they've all got headphones, so they can focus on the pictures at hand, but yet they're still having little tricky details about holding them together. But overall, I really loved it, especially that dress that's coming back with all the diamond tees on it. It looks fucking beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Eric was 150 pounds heavier and still had dope jeans on. I love that. That you were still fashionable.
Those are the jeans that I...
Mm-hmm.
Actually, do you know those jeans those are? Nate Jackson has a big guy.
Oh.
Well,
that was AI, but okay.
He has. I know, but that was from a picture. He got that from a picture.
Right. So
those are the jeans I had on in the picture. See?
Oh, those jeans are like vintage, torn and shit.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, huh? Look at me cool on stage, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a farty shirt on and
That's cool.
Hey Eric, you don't have anyone in your life when you're a little thick goes, "Hey bud, let's chill out. Maybe don't do the full rack."
Yeah. He's I do. He's one's is ex-USC fighter, and another one has a big ass forehead with a bird nose.
Who's that? I don't say. I never say that.
And then there's
I never do that.
Fucking Lethal Weapon, a video audio crew.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, that's good. At least we got some jokes in there. At least we got some he-is. Third one, how gay are those gay guys clapping? It's just a car. I found this clip really funny because it reminded me, how much of an insufferable douchebag Brendan is sometimes. Even when he's trying to be right, he still comes across like a dickhead. But this made me laugh, this statement, because I swear he did exactly the same thing when he won that car in an auction.
God, how gay are those guys clapping? It's just a car.
You just got your car.
Tesla is so weird, okay? Because
so you just got your car, it's just a car. But I distinctly remember there was a clip of Brendan jumping up and down for joy because he copped that fucking cherry red Land Cruiser. By the way, what happened to that car? Is that coming back here? Or is it lost in the garage forever and ever? Oh yeah. Let's continue.
Because he's like this, right-wing dude, Elon, that made cars to be better for the environment, even though they're not, right? I understand. But I don't want to hear Brendan after I say that. So, but he did that with left pressure, with pressure from the left. And then he became this right-wing guy. And now these people from the left have Teslas with fucking bumper stickers that are like, nah, but fuck Elon. Dude, it's so. The whole thing is so weird.
First of all, I reject.
Your allegations are pretty weird as well, but 100+ alleged victims. That's very weird.
I love it.
I reject your premise. I think that he made this company to do exactly what he did: become the richest man in the world.
Oh no! Yeah,
that's the real thing.
No. He didn't do it for the left.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I understand that. I understand that. He's going to do it. He's going to self-serve. I get it. That motherfucker's ice cream.
Oh, but Trump came at him hard on Truth Social about.
Big up. Let's continue.
about like all his subsidies and all, you know,
course he
and
did.
all
Yeah.
his, he's like, you know, we're not doing electric car mandates. I'm gonna send you home. You know, he was,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chris,
Trump
to
goes
Eric's
hard.
point, like Elon, whether he's left, if the left was in the White House, he'd be doing the same shit. I don't think he's left or right. He's
Imagine getting your political insights, hot takes from fucking Brendan Schaub. Honestly, if you do get them from him and he's passed out or something, you're a bad fucking parent.
a businessman trying to make the most money.
Boom.
So like he has contracts with Trump.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So all the White House cars are Teslas.
Absolutely.
They have
No.
huge contracts.
You're saying
Starlink, all that shit.
Yeah, you're saying that if the Democrats were in power,
he'd be
that.
sucking them off.
Oh,
he'd be sucking them
bro,
off.
There's no question. There's no question.
Good mention about Dix there. Has to be mentioned.
Hey,
Of course.
if you become the richest man in the world by sucking somebody off, I mean,
sign me up.
I mean, look at Zuckerberg, dude.
Oh, for fuck's sake. They love a bit of dick sucking humor in it. I'm fucking over that shit. I was over that shit when I was in fucking secondary school, man. For fuck's sake. Losers. Let me do a couple more and then I'll have 10 left. And I'm gonna end this particular stream. So if you're watching, you like what you see what you like, smash the like button, help me out. I'm gonna do two more, then I'm gonna end the stream. Let's do up to 5, so we have 10 to cover tomorrow. Bappa goes on another anti-Zucks rant. Yeah, Brendan fucking hates Mark Zuckerberg, hates him with a passion. Not sure if he hates Mark Zuckerberg because Zucks is now friendly with Dana White, and Dana White bends over backwards for everything Musk likes to do, that he invents himself and his wife and his other fucking support team to hang out at. And also it could be slightly based on the snub, you know, of not being able to buy certain things on the websites. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with the Zucks thing. It's fucking weird. He's hateful to Zucks. But it probably is easy to describe. It probably is just a Dana stuff in it, right? Most likely it's a Dana stuff. I think it's the Dana stuff. The Dana stuff is the reason why he probably doesn't like him, because he's now become, you know, one of Dana's close friends. He invested in the UFC. He's been in the corner of certain fighters. I'm sure he's going to be involved some regard with the White House thing, right? Recently, Trump announced he's going to hold a fight at the White House. I'm assuming, unless him and Dana make up, that, you know, what's his fucking face might end up getting a job. So let's see what happens. One can only pray. Let's click it anyway. Let's hear this anti-Zucks rant from Brendan. Big up Kuda. Koda, sorry. It is currently 4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m. Not 3:30. 4:30.
And they're cahoots with the Biden stuff and suppressing information.
Yeah.
And people go, man, it's such a big company. And I'm like, all right, but you're giving him all this credit before all this shit happened. And then now it's like, how can he monitor all of it? I'm like, that's such a fucking cop-out. I think he's a cuck. He's a bad dude.
Brendan thinks Zucks is a bad dude, which he might be, by the way. It's just funny that he's so quick to call out other people, they're bad dudes, but when people say he's a bad dude, he gets very butthurt and offended. So I think as an artist, you probably have a duty to keep all your angst, frustrations with another artist behind the scenes. Never let it get out, ever, you know, because when it does, it's sadly stuff like this that makes everyone look terrible. But yeah, he's not necessarily that wrong about Zucks, but still it's just funny coming from him, because he's also equally, if not a worse, garbage human. But hey, what do I know? And then last one for tonight, number 5, the boys on Diddy beating the Rico. Let's hear what the Golden Hour boys have to say about Diddy beating the Rico. I'm sure Brendan's going to take some credit for guessing the outcome, which I don't think he really guessed, to be fair. So I don't think anyone supported or believed the things that they believe when it comes to all this fucking shit with fucking Diddy. But hey, I think like all true crime things, people who have like a contrary opinion or contrarian opinion that ends up getting fucking, you know, justified and stamped in person, they're going to be a little bit more gassed. So let's see what I want. Let's see the Golden Hour boys talking about the Diddy trial and how Diddy beat the Rico.
Also, Eric, how long, just to change subjects too, over here all the way in Texas, dude, how long have you and I been saying that Diddy's going to get off?
Oh, man.
They don't have shit on this.
No. Here's the thing.
Not yet.
I think.
But he didn't get off though, did he really? He's not guilty of the 2 more serious charges, but he's probably still going to see some jail time, some prison time. You'd imagine. Like, his life isn't peachy. It's not sunshine and rainbows, that's for sure. He went to jail. Let's continue.
think that he's
No, I'm
going to
just
get.
saying he got off.
Ha 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 ha.
I do work.
That was the title of my last podcast. Did he get off?
Oh,
No.
you did?
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think he's going to do like 3 or 4 years, time served, and I think he'll get out in a year and a half, and maybe even get house arrest or something. They're not going to get him on the racketeering.
For what, Eric?
Oh, because he clearly
Facebook
is
post.
guilty.
Drugs?
He
Facebook
clearly is guilty of the transportation for prostitution. He is guilty of that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Because
people that are dumb or uninformed being so fucking, pushy when it comes to stuff like this, I don't know. It just breaks my heart. I'm not gonna lie. It fucking breaks my heart. Like, you hardly know anything and you're here arguing. No. It's like, brother, please. Shut up.
Because they got them on record with those hoes agreeing to it and a payment. They got paid like $10,000.
Right.
And
That's called
it was against
prostitution,
their
Brendan.
will.
That's evidence.
That's evidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Man,
You can't do
I don't
that.
think he's going to prison for that.
I think so. I think he will. But it's still a failure on the prosecution's part because they just, I don't think they cannot prove racketeering. Because this is what racketeering would be too. Like, so for like Brendan's, so Thick Boy Entertainment. So, if Brendan has somebody like buy an airline ticket, all of a sudden now that's the conspiracy of the. But you're like, But I'm saying is like if you're rich like that, you have your assistant do stuff,
bro. Come on,
it doesn't. It's not.
You're oversimplifying it again. These guys, it wasn't just him telling assistants to do stuff. It was way more sinister than that. I love how he's just trying to play the whole thing down like it was nothing that sinister. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, fucking right. Let's continue one more bit, then we'll end the show for now.
Not right. I think they went for the wrong thing.
It'd be like if my wife was like, he paid for my flight.
Yeah.
Get him.
No, but not even your wife paid for your
I
flight.
know.
It would be like if that would be getting on you.
Yeah.
But it'd be like if your assistant paid for your wife's flight and she didn't like what happened. You know what I mean?
right.
And then they're
That's
like, well,
got
Chris
it.
this is an organization.
Right.
Also, the jury, it's 10 dudes and 2 women.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think I read somewhere about the jury for Diddy trial being very advantageous because a lot of them were quite older and were probably, not really for the whole driving mixed thing on the steering wheel or whatever else it may be. So maybe that's what also came into play. The prosecution overcooked it, and then most likely, the jury was also favorable to Diddy because maybe they were a bit older, maybe their views on like relationship dynamics and abuse and shit is different from what it is nowadays. There could be loads of reasons why that shit happened, but those things happened. It is what it is. It is what it is.
And they're also different age ranges too. I think the older people are going to be like, I don't know, this sounds fishy.
There's an 8-year-old in the jury. He goes, "What's wrong with peeing?
What's wrong with baby oil?
What's wrong with baby oil and peeing?
Yeah,
I don't get it."
I think.
Am I the only person that is kind of noticed? I don't know what that is. Maybe he's on something. Does Chris not go on breaks as much? I think even during the Bad Friends or whatever his pod is, right? Random, whatever. He'd always have a section with somebody talking, I was wondering, wow, like this Source Walker, whatever that guy is, this Source guy ran out of time when it came to the flood. Who fucking knows? Anyways, people, I'm off skis. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, like the stream for me, subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Day 7 in the books. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, all that good shit. Hang out. Join the Discord. I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll go over the last 10 of these clips. Tomorrow. And we'll also do some other bits and bobs. So keep an eye out for me tomorrow. I'll be back. But for now, people, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hugs and kisses, and I'll see you guys again soon. All right? Cool. Well, not soon. Later on or tomorrow. Whatever, the 8th. But for now, take care, my people. Take care. Have a good one. Be safe. Be well. And before you leave, like the stream. Where am I on now? 36 fucking likes. Come on, guys. Help me out, man. 36 likes. God damn it. Okay, if you're still here and you can hear my voice, smash the like button for me. Do me a favor before you leave. Smash the like button for me. Okay? Cool. Bless. Peace.